Previously on This Is a Work.
I've never seen a bad Rumble.
Welcome back to This Is a Work. My name is David Hensley. I'm the owner and creative director of Long Walk Productions, and I am here to introduce your host, David Two Dogs Hayes.
Thank you very much, David Hensley, and welcome to another edition of This Is a Work. We are here in Kayfabe Outpost 1, and allow me to introduce my tag team partner, Chris, the Fashion Plate Barnes. How are you, brother?
All right, I've drawn my number. What order are we getting eliminated in?
You're at number 30.
Oh.
Just because we don't want to see you for a while. But we are not alone here tonight. As per usual with the Royal Rumble, we always have This Is a Takeover along with us. Let me introduce Shelby, Death Ray Patterson, and Gina, bless your heart, Belmont.
Hello.
Yeah.
I'm obsessed. You know,
I ain't even mad about it.
I was a little scared when David said he was going to text you
There it is.
nicknames for us before we started this recording. But honestly, well done, sir.
Yes.
Actually, that wasn't the name. That wasn't what I texted you. I texted you. Gina's was right. I texted you Shady Shelby Patterson.
Oh, Shady's even better.
I don't know. I like Death Ray, though.
Yeah, I'm
That's
good
the
with
one
that.
you
That's a
had for
good
me
one.
before.
Yeah,
right?
I
too.
But Shelby, if the song is correct, you don't want to fuck with Shady.
That's true.
That's-
And you don't want to with me either.
Yeah.
That's
Definitely
so
not.
True.
No, I gave you the death ray
true.
when you were working out with us.
Oh, that's true. Yep,
That's-
that's true.
So, guys, we did the Royal Rumble Sunday.
You sure did.
Or
Boy,
more-
are we tired.
No, we did it Saturday, hon.
Oh, that's right, Saturday.
Yeah.
And actually, it did us. And
As you can tell, we don't even know what day it is.
wow, we got a lot
it started
of
on
thoughts.
Saturday. It ended on Sunday.
That's fair. That is true.
Yeah, so we've got a lot of thoughts. I want to push through these matches as quickly as possible because I've got thoughts. I know you two have thoughts, and I know Barnes has thoughts too.
We always do.
I've been known to have one every so
A
often.
couple.
Every once in a while, right?
Let's get into it. We started things off with Seth Rollins versus your Universal Champion,
Yours, not mine.
the Tribal Chief, Roman Reigns.
I didn't vote for him.
I didn't either. Hashtag not my tribal
champion.
chief.
Yes, thank you.
Hashtag not my champion.
Yes.
Now, I mean, guys, I know we all have thoughts on Roman Reigns.
Yeah.
To be fair, I think this was probably the best match on the card.
No, I can agree with that. Like, I enjoyed this match because I love everything Seth Rollins does. Everything he
He's
touches
just
is
gorgeous.
gold to me, and has been for years. But I think my issues with Roman is that I feel, or the main issue that I have is that whoever he's with has to just carry him throughout the match, and that's why it looks good.
Right.
It's because like you look at him at his past matches with Kevin Owens, and I'm blanking on a couple of other ones. Basically anyone else who's
Finn Balor.
yes, Finn, like all those people, they are great. So they have carried him. But I feel like with this match, he was the pace was faster than in most Roman matches.
Yeah, it was. We got a little bit of him talking to himself, but morely talking to
slightly.
Seth.
Yes.
Well, I think he's got more experience with Seth than probably anyone else on the rest of this roster. One, because they're not there anymore, and two, because the Shield. I
Yeah.
mean, they've worked together for so long. They know each other. So I'm sure that's probably why better was brought out of him.
Right on.
It's going to be hard to top Seth Rollins cosplaying as himself.
Yeah.
Y'all,
which
when
was
he
so
came
great.
down and
Was
the
it you?
Shield
Someone,
music hit.
someone called it right before it happened. It's like,
Me.
It was
me.
you. Okay.
I was like, I swear, if Seth comes out, because I know Roman's not going to do it, because he has his I did clock it at, what was it, 3.5 minutes?
3.5.
It was
took
shorter
him-
because there wasn't an entourage this time.
Exactly. It usually takes him, listeners, it takes him about 4.5
Decades.
minutes.
Right.
Or decades, depending on
Yeah.
how you measure time.
Though there was one entrance he had that was 7
Yeah,
minutes long.
it was ridiculous.
That one was
But
rough.
I said, Roman's not going to do it because he has his own. But I swear, if I hear that Shield music, I'm going to lose my shit. And right after I said that, you hear Sierra, Delta. And I'm like, like it was full, like I fangirled out. It was great.
Oh,
I
it
loved
was.
It was
Yeah.
beautiful.
He comes out in the tactical vest and he comes down the stairs.
And I bet it's the same one. You know it had to be.
And he did the roll.
He did.
He did the roll.
And I said
missed
too,
it.
I was
I'm
like,
so mad.
is he gonna do the roll? Is he gonna do the roll? I'm not gonna be happy if he doesn't do the roll. And
So
then he
upset.
just goes bloop and just right over, and I was so happy. And you missed it, and I'm so sorry for you.
Look, I got a refill.
I know.
Didn't realize that this was going to happen.
Yes.
Getting a refill.
It was great. I did enjoy that, and I think it kind of set like the whole mood for the rest of the match.
The whole thing was Rollins is playing mind games with Roman, which, okay, I get it, and it was fun, but okay, who's the heel here? Because
Yes.
the heel is the
Reigns.
one that plays the mind games.
No, not always, but
Well, not ever at this point in time.
But I feel like that's WWE's problem right now is that you don't know who the heel is in the matches.
One of many,
Yeah.
Shelby.
So you don't really know who to cheer for.
Right.
I mean, I guess if we're
Not
going to base
Roman.
it
There we
off
go.
of
Well, sure.
if we're going to base it off of somebody like who has like very limited knowledge, Becky is bad guy. Therefore, we associate Seth as bad guy because they're together.
Yeah, yeah.
But
Sure.
I don't agree with it because I definitely am rooting for Seth way more than Roman, and he's supposed to be the baby face.
Right.
But,
I mean, how can
yeah.
you not, though? He came out in the Shield entrance as Seth
feelings.
freaking Rollins, though. Like, he
Yeah.
wasn't super serious like he was in the Shield. He was doing his whole smarmy, like, dancing down the aisle thing
Yes.
Yeah.
with the Shield music in the background.
Which just reminds me a whole hell of a lot of Sami Zayn for some reason.
Yeah.
Does it not?
Yeah, it does, for
Oh.
sure.
Sammy.
Which I like, so that's fine. Now, the go home on this, well, before I say that, Roman started out screwing up.
No.
I mean, Rollins was a ball of fire. Roman quickly took over, tried to do a drive-by, and it's been a minute, apparently.
That's right. I remember that.
That
was rough.
That was a knee kick. That was not a drop kick.
Seth sold it to the moon, though. I'll give him
He
that.
did. He absolutely did. Now, the go home on this, Reigns had locks in his guillotine, which
my favorite part was before that. After he drops Seth with something, Seth is kind of half there, and he holds up his hand for a fist bump.
Oh no, that was so killer.
yeah, right before that.
And then
And
he's like,
then-
no, I won't do it. I won't. You can't make me.
Talking to himself.
And then
Roman
he-
having inner
he-
monologue.
Right.
And
As
then
per
he
usual.
tries another spear after that, got caught in the pedigree. Pedigree.
Pedigree.
It should be pedigree.
So petty.
Did he get a Manny pedigree?
He should have.
Boo.
He locks.
Don't you boo me.
I did.
He's writing down the timestamps so we can edit that out.
No, don't edit my.
Just like WWE.
I'm sorry, what did you have to say about that, Shelby?
You're the greatest producer of all time, David.
Thank you.
Oh.
So he finally locks in the guillotine. He ends up holding it for a long time. Rollins grabs the ropes. He won't let go. We haven't seen this in a long time. The ref starts counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. DQ.
Yep.
Haven't seen it in a long time. And while I think I like things like that, not in a world title match.
Yes.
And not at a pay-per-view.
Yes.
And not at
A
one
live
of the
premium event.
pay-per-views. Right, a live premium event.
That's going to take a while.
Jesus,
It's never gonna happen.
No.
No, you see, here's the thing. Maybe it wasn't the best ending for that match, but I would have preferred seeing more stuff like that in previous Roman encounters instead of him just straight up,
Yes.
absolutely just beating people.
I would be
Yeah.
okay with it if I didn't see like a DQ finish for every single episode of Raw.
Right.
You
Yeah.
know, or every single there's
Yeah.
at least one screwy finish for every single weekly
But
program.
at least in terms of that DQ, it makes more sense to me in that he's being he's so locked in, he won't let go.
Right.
And it doesn't hurt him in the sense of like, well, he's got nothing to lose because he won't lose a title on a DQ. Internally, I like the way that goes in terms of establishing him as more dominant.
No, yeah, you're not wrong, and I don't hate it.
But I
not at the Rumble.
No, I get it.
Weird.
I
get
Yeah,
that.
weird. Especially for the first match
Especially
of the
because
night.
the other title match was also a screwy finish.
Right. So that's how we write our title matches now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Rollins goes over by DQ. Reigns retains his title. I gave this a 3.5 Meltzer.
Also, for some reason, Reigns gets vindication for the Shield betrayal from Rollins.
Yeah,
Even
because he
though-
beat the shit out of him with a chair.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
I know. But why does Reigns get that now? Why does he
I
get
don't.
that?
That's
stupid.
storyline.
That's
I don't
stupid.
know.
Nostalgia, money. There we go.
Why does Roman Reigns, the guy who's been just rolling over the entirety of the roster for the past 2 years, also need a moral victory?
Yeah, I don't know. And
They're trying to give him
especially-
anything.
But in the era that we live in now, where any long-term storytelling is out the window, right?
Oh, without question.
But like, so
And people
how are
tried
we,
so hard to say, "Oh, look at that long-term storytelling." It's not.
right?
No.
Well, because so how are we supposed to care if the Shield happened years ago, right?
Right.
And in
Yeah.
their mind, we all have minds of goldfishes, right? So like we don't remember the tension that they had between that and the 2 weeks of, except for the 2 weeks of buildup that they had before this match.
Yeah. So now the next match was the Women's Royal Rumble, which we're gonna skip for a minute. We are coming back because I got thoughts.
Yes, we are.
We're gonna move on. Speaking of things that you're supposed to forget, we had Piper Niven, better known as Dewdrop.
Nope.
I don't want
That's
to
not her
say
name.
better known as. I don't feel like that's
David?
the right
David?
phrase.
Also known.
Yeah, we could say also known. Definitely not better known as.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Terrible as
Aggressively marketed as.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Spelled
fair.
incorrectly as.
True.
Versus Big Time Bex. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
Thoughts?
Feelings? Anyone?
We started around this way.
Yeah,
Let's
yeah,
go
yeah.
this
Yes,
way
go.
this time.
Yes,
Barnes,
Chris.
what do you think?
It's all right.
I don't disagree.
Honestly, that's fair. It's a fair assessment.
I mean, I liked seeing Piper as a challenger. It was good. It was something different. She really brought it.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
She brought it to Bex too. God Almighty, did you see that senton bomb?
Yeah.
Where you literally saw every rib in Becky's torso just crack.
Oh my
And just flatten.
Lord!
That's great.
And they replayed it over and over.
Did you
and
miss it?
Over.
Didn't miss it this time. Nope. Oh, you may have missed it.
And I like Becky Lynch as a performer. I just absolutely hate this. She's trying to make it work, and it's not the big timing.
I wish they would just be able to see, like they meaning whoever is in charge of characters and gimmicks and shit like that. Like, I wish they would be able to see when the fans either don't like it or they're just tired of it and be able to pivot from that. Because I feel like the core like base that she has as Big Time Bex could work, right? If
I
she were
agree.
just to lean a little away from the man, right? And just be like an evil version of the man.
Yes.
I think it could work. But the fact that you're trying to pivot so hard away and have us forget about the man, which is something that she's been known for years, I feel like being forced to forget about it is making people reject it. Like, I know I'm rejecting it because of that.
It should be. I feel like it should be leaned into the idea of like, you used to be the man, what happened, and it should also, she should be a little more cowardly.
Yeah.
A little bit.
Yeah, because
she
right
wants
now
to be
she's
big
super
time, and
confident.
yeah, exactly. It was like, it'd
Like-
be great if she was like suddenly just like backing off. And,
Wrestling with the I was gone for a while, kind
Yeah.
of like, how can I get back? Oh no, I'm big and strong because I'm covering up my insecurities. Like,
Right.
but that's in-depth writing.
No,
That's
but
not
I
a
just, I guess
thing.
I just wish that they had someone who could foresee that, or if they do
Yeah.
have that, then they could speak up and be louder. Because I just,
Well, see, when you speak up and get loud,
You're gone.
fired.
Yeah.
I
the nail that stands
understand
up will
that.
be pounded down.
I
But
understand
also,
that
but also, if you're quiet and demure, you will be let go.
because
That's
you'll
true, too.
If you just breathe
Unless you
wrong,
ask publicly.
If you're fair to Midland, you'll be let go.
Right.
No, I know it's a really big ask. I know, I get that, but I just wish that they could see it, because I mean, she is great, and everybody knows that she's great, but you're trying to force something that's just not getting over.
I miss steampunk Becky.
Yeah,
I
she was
kind of
cool.
do
She was
too.
dope.
Yeah.
I mean, well, the great thing is they learned their lesson from Thunderdome, which was now they can totally easily cover that with crowd noise of their own that they can edit in whenever
Sure.
they like.
Oh,
And
yeah.
now they feel they've got free reign to do it because they had to create an atmosphere in Thunderdome.
And for those of you that don't think that is happening, every Raw, every SmackDown, every NXT, and every premium live event, you are sorely
I mean, you can
mistaken.
hear it. It's
clip-
clear as day.
Oh,
Oh, a
So
clip is circulating
obvious.
right now from Raw when Ronda was giving her promo, and the crowd turned on it, and you can hear the exact moment. The turn started happening, and then they turned up crowd cheering to
hate
cover it. Oh, it's
I
so
always-
blatant.
I
You can-
hate it. Don't tell me how to feel.
Yeah.
Don't tell me how to feel about
Yeah.
something.
I've said
It's almost
this
like gaslighting.
most of my life, and I will continue to say it. Wrestling imitates life. And even in this day, when most wrestling fans are almost more interested in what's going on backstage than what's happening in the ring, you can feel the conspiracy moving through the wrestling. And and that's where we're at in real life. You can kind of feel people doing,
Yeah.
you can feel it happening, and that's the new kayfabe. It's
You don't know what's real and what's
you
not.
don't know what's real anymore. So
I'll
yeah,
finish my drink on that one.
Yeah, absolutely.
I am so behind.
Absolutely.
Excuse me.
So I didn't hate the match, not by any shape. I think Piper is a hell of a worker.
Yes, incredible.
We didn't do her any favors Saturday night.
No.
But she goes under. It was the man. She did the manhandle slam, and then caught the Sambo suplex from the second rope.
Still going to keep the name of her moves, but change her name.
Well, what are you gonna do? It's
Interesting.
yeah, I know.
Interesting.
I gave this match a solid 3 Meltzers.
That's fair.
Sure.
Yeah, I can't hate on it too much. Next one that we're gonna get a little heated on this one. The next matchup, we have Bobby Lashley versus the reigning, defending, undisputed WWE champion, Brock Lesnar. Shelby,
Yes.
what do you think?
You can't see me right now, but
She's
I'm
rapping.
hiding
You're not
behind
John
my sweater.
Cena.
Okay. So I hated the way that this match finished.
I did- yeah.
I mean, I know I'm not alone in that. But I think overall, the match was fine. Like, I enjoyed it, which I've shockingly been enjoying Brock Lesnar matches more and more since he has come back. He wants to be here.
Yes.
And I think that's the difference. He's like Randy Orton in that sense, where, like, when he wants to work, it's fabulous.
Yeah.
Right?
Oh, yeah.
When he doesn't, it's very evident he doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
But just having both of the world title matches end in walkie finishes makes it seem like neither one of those titles really matter. Right? And what it did was you had this feud. It wasn't really a feud, but it was a match 15 years in the making.
In theory, they've been talking about it for quite some time.
Right, but it was the whole reason why Bobby came back to WWE. Right? Was to have this match with Brock, and that's what he wanted.
Right.
And I was honestly looking forward to it because it's two MMA guys. It should be pretty good. But when you have Roman come in at the very last second and just completely steal Bobby's thunder, to me, that makes the WWE title look like shit to me. And it makes
Don't
it
worry,
look
guys.
like...
It's still all about Roman.
Exactly. That's exactly what it was. It's like, don't worry. You thought that, Roman's match was over and you weren't going to see him anymore. Don't worry. He's coming back and he's going to make this whole match about him.
I'm surprised he didn't enter the Rumble.
Right.
But we'll get to that.
But it really...
Well, that's the thing is, the end of this match just kind of... I mean, if you're paying attention, you're like, you knew how the Rumble was going to end now.
Well, right. So you see that Brock loses the title because of Roman. So now he's gonna be one of the entries that hasn't been announced yet, and he's gonna win it, and he's gonna challenge Roman at WrestleMania. It all fucking it's explanatory. What's the word?
Yeah, it's laid out in front of you.
That's what I meant.
And you mentioned that. You mentioned that night.
Yeah, because I'm like, okay, so now you know exactly what's going to happen.
And
just like when you saw, when Ronda came in, you knew what the result was going to be there.
Yeah, I'd been checking out Twitter, and I saw someone say that was one of the possibilities. And I was like, I'm not sure. And then I saw the end of that match. Like, oh, okay.
Yeah, but it doesn't make me excited to see the Rumble.
It does not. No.
Because when I said this the night of, and we'll get into this too, Rumbles are supposed to be unpredictable.
Yes.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I can sit here and a plebeian can tell you, what the end of your match is going to be, it's pretty bad. I don't have, I have some knowledge. I don't have the, huge knowledge of wrestling, but if I can sit here and tell you what the end of your match is going to be, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
The Attitude Era in the early 2000s absolutely spoiled me because of the absolute wealth of talent in there. There was a when you get down to the final, I'll say the final 10, there's a good chance that it
could be anyone.
You couldn't really tell who was going to win.
Right.
Now, to be fair, during the Attitude Era, there were a few very contrived Rumbles. I remember one time in particular, Austin came in at number 1.
Yeah. I was about to mention this one.
And went all the way through it.
Well, yeah, because he's Austin.
Well, there's that one. There's also another year that Austin won. It was the year that McMahon entered the Rumble.
Yep.
And he chased him out and chased him around. And then when it got down near the end, Austin chased McMahon back in and eliminated him and won the Rumble.
Yeah.
That's pretty dope, though.
Yeah,
actually.
no, it's you kind of, looking
so
back
funny.
at that, it's you know that's going to happen, but yeah, it's a great thing to watch.
I just feel like
A foregone, I'm sorry.
No,
I didn't-
go ahead.
A foregone conclusion doesn't always mean a bad match, but in this case it does because it's going to lead.
There's no story.
It's leading to something we've seen time and time and time again.
And don't get me wrong, I love a good dusty finish, I more than most. But, again, you didn't do anybody any favors here.
The dust hasn't even settled from the last one.
No, Bobby did not walk away looking strong.
No.
At
No,
all,
he didn't.
Because
No.
he was handed the victory by Roman, right? It wasn't even like he came in, did a couple more moves, and then pinned him. He legit just pinned him right then and there.
Yeah.
And then celebrating being I'm like, you're not a chicken shit heel. That's not who you've been.
And it would have been fine if he was a heel. But Bobby has clearly been face here in the past few weeks.
Right.
Why? Why?
Yeah.
Which is weird because
His eyebrows are literally
between
drawn on
Brock
to look
and-
evil. Sorry, Chris.
No, you're fine. Go.
Sorry.
That's an excellent point.
We had to get a Bobby eyebrow joke in there somehow.
No, it's just weird because between Brock and Bobby, Brock was positioned as more of the heel, but between Brock and Roman, Brock is the face.
Yeah.
But here's my thing, and I feel like this bleeds into the Rumble too. Brock and Roman both don't need any reason or any clarification to be able to challenge for anything.
Absolutely not.
Right.
So why does it matter that now Paul Heyman has now concocted this even more convoluted plan that now you really don't know what's going on with him? Like, why do we have to have all of this for them to have a match? Just give them a match.
I mean, I do love the side of Paul Heyman, though. That's just like, I do what I want.
Now I'm over it, though. They've done too many turns and too many twists that now I don't care anymore.
But, I don't know.
Yeah,
I guess I'm not watching as much as you guys are, so
I'm not watching anymore at all.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
I'm just going off of what the pay-per-views are.
Yeah.
But just from that, like, now I was like, you can just stay on Brock's side. That's fine now.
I feel like it's kind of like already said, like he should be.
Yeah.
If the writers knew what they were doing, this is a classic tale. You're playing both sides against the middle. If they knew how to play this story right, you would actually see Paul Heyman scheming. No matter who wins, he ends up winning also.
Right.
Yes, that's the point of his entire personality.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you know, I hate to take it back to the 80s and the 90s, but I'm
You're gonna.
because this is perfect Bobby the Brain Heenan mentality.
Yeah.
Right.
He always played both sides to where he or his family came out looking good or capitalizing in some fashion. That's how he worked it. And it's not high science.
Mm-hmm.
It's this stuff writes itself. All you have to do is just follow the trail of breadcrumbs. It's that easy.
And yet.
Yeah, I know.
It's just not. It's not hitting with me. Like,
No.
when I saw that finish, I wasn't like, "Oh shit, it's another twist." I was angry. Like, I literally
Yes.
was watching this finish, and I was just like, I don't want to watch anymore. That's not the point of this match. I don't think that's the point you wanted me to get to.
Now,
I feel like in their attempt to finish it faster, I think the wrong thing they did was make the title shot the definitive thing that beat Brock. I think Bobby should have gone for a pin. Brock barely kicks out. He tries to rally, and then Bobby is able to put him away, and that would have helped.
yeah. And
Yeah.
I would even go so far as to say he would have gotten a 3 count, but the way he would have hit the spear, Lesnar, takes the hard bump, and Lashley goes for the pin. But when Lesnar bumps, like his leg or his arm accidentally falls on the rope.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like he didn't grab it. He didn't have. He was
It
out.
just happened.
It just happened. And then you move it, and now you got it. And you argue with the ref for a second, and now you've got another chance. And then he kicks out, and then we can move into something. People still look strong. People still. Again, this is not a high science,
I
guys.
think if
This
the
is-
belt shot was a contributing factor and not the reason.
Right.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's what
It shouldn't be that way.
The belt shot is what made it about Roman.
Yeah.
Right.
The belt,
Oh, yeah.
like, it didn't make it about Bobby anymore,
No.
even though Bobby won. And if you noticed, the camera was on Roman the majority of the time. It wasn't even on the person who won the match.
You're
Like,
right.
it barely got over to Bobby when he actually pinned.
Yeah.
Right.
Brock,
And
and barely got there because they were so busy about watching him walk up that ramp.
Right.
yeah, because he's so good at walking backwards. Like, what? Anyway. So I did not enjoy the end of this. I enjoyed the majority of the match itself. If the finish were different, I would
Right.
say that this probably would have been one of my top matches of the night.
I did enjoy the finish of this. I did not enjoy the reason
Right.
for the finish.
Well, I don't like, I know you say dusty finish, dirty finish, whatever it's called. I don't like those. I don't like the uncertainty. I want it to be like, okay, you lost, you won, let's move on from it.
Sure. But see, I feel like you would like the dusty face, or at least appreciate it,
It just
a little more if we had a defined face and a defined heel.
Sure.
Sure.
It would have
That's
worked
fair.
a little better. But because we don't, it's muddled and it gets wonky and it gets dirty and
Plus, a dusty finish is best for a feud you know is going to keep going.
You're right.
Ooh,
Yeah.
True.
good point.
Well, yeah, because now
Because-
where is this going to go?
Oh, don't
'Cause-
worry. Brock's getting
Down
his
the toilet.
rematch. He's in the elimination chamber.
Even though we don't do rematches anymore.
Oh, that's right. He's an elimination chamber.
Especially not immediate rematches.
This match,
That used
I
to be
ended
something-
up
I'm sorry.
giving it. No, it's okay. This match, I ended up giving it a 3. It's a little strong after going back and watching it a second time, but it,
Okay.
I'm gonna leave it at 3 regardless.
Your opinion.
What I was gonna say is like they used to rely on that so heavy though with the they get their rematch they get their immediate rematch and they would just come out and be like every time someone lost on pay-per-view it was like I get my rematch and I want it.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Not no more.
Now we're gonna move into our tag team match. Huge quotation fingers on that. We have Miz and Maurice versus Beth Phoenix
Queen.
and Edge.
And egg.
Egg.
As much as I want to like this match,
Oh.
worst thing I saw.
Oh. There's about to be a fight.
I know for a
head to-
fact that Maurice is capable of working.
You used to crap all the time on her and tell her that she couldn't work.
She can work a little bit.
How dare you use his words against
How
him?
dare you pull up past things that he has said?
Yeah.
I clearly remember these conversations of you screaming at this woman at the TV.
No, you're confusing me. You're confusing that with the Bellas.
Oh, bless your heart.
How dare you?
There it
She
is.
said the thing.
I said the thing. I mean, you did crap on the Bellas too, but
Everybody does that. That's
You
not
were planning
original.
that for about 10 minutes, weren't you?
She had to get her
Leave me alone.
spotted.
Leave me alone.
That's how our tag team works. Like she gets it
Clearly,
slotted.
and I'm getting
Exactly.
double teamed right now. Thanks for the hot
Hey,
tag there,
you
Bart.
invited us.
I may as well just held my
Tag.
hands up and step back onto the steps.
I know, yeah.
You'd be wise.
Walk up the ramp.
You be wise.
Just go.
No, again, no point to this match.
Except to
But they were
Except
mad
let
at
her
each
Beth
other.
be a
Fun.
badass.
But however, this was the only match on the card that had the most story.
It made
to
the most sense out of any
It
match.
did, and again, this. But why wouldn't you make this the first match?
I agree with that, but because Roman has his thing, I'm either the opener or the closer.
Yeah.
Right?
Is that really a thing?
Yeah.
No, that's a thing.
Yeah.
That's a thing.
Like he states that.
Yeah. So he can be relevant and be present in the forefront of everyone's minds.
Oh gosh.
And I
Pretty sure
understand.
that's a direct quote.
Pretty Catholic thing.
No, there's two. It's
The Alpha and the Omega.
that. No, you're right. Is the Alpha and Omega in a wrestling card? The first match is just as important as the last match because that match has to goose the audience.
Right.
The last match has to bring it home. Everything else in the middle, I'm not going to say it's irrelevant, but it's filler. Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
irrelevant.
there's the goose and the irrelevant.
Yeah.
I had to bring back an animal.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
I don't have any notes on this. What do you guys think?
We are biased.
We are biased because
Beth is queen.
Beth is queen
Beth
on our
is
show.
Fabulous queen.
I love
I
Beth Phoenix.
miss
Don't get
her
me
so
wrong.
much.
I'm actually glad she's not on
I
this new
know.
NXT because but
I feel bad for my hubby.
I mean, I enjoyed this match, but I think it is because of Beth, and I thought she did great.
Oh, yeah.
And I think I enjoyed it for that reason. Any other reason? Can't tell you.
To be
Yeah.
honest, I actually remember more the Instagram post that she made about her husband when they were walking down the ramp more than that match.
Oh, well, sure. 'Cause
What did it say?
He made it. There's a picture, and it's Beth walking down, and she's like totally staring in the front, and she's like ready to go. And then there's Edge being like, yeah, like in the background, being like, that's my wife. And so she made this whole long post being like, he saw me when I was at my worst and all of that, which is great, which is fantastic. But it's like, it's great because it's like the one time I think Edge's eyes were not like money plane eyes, and that they were like actual loving eyes,
Which
and they were going to pop out of his eyeballs
which
and out
they
of his
were
head.
the majority of this match.
Money plane.
Just for those who don't know about the money plane eyes,
Money plane!
like he doesn't blink.
Right.
Does not blink.
Go rent the movie. We'll find it wherever,
Or
and then
just
get drunk.
or just check out the YouTube version of This Is a Work.
Plug.
We
And
did
then-
a Crisis Family crossover episode this time last year. It was last January
Was
that we
it
did the
really?
Money Plane
That
episode.
episode was
I feel like
chaos.
I feel like we should have an inaugural rewatch.
I don't know. That was chaos.
I
That
feel
was-
like you can go to hell.
Yeah, I feel like you're not allowed to.
I am
suggest
definitely
movies
I'm
anymore.
obviously the one to suggest movies.
No, she's the only person I trust to suggest
Thank you,
movies.
Chris. Thank you. Zombievers is next.
But I mean, I
All right,
will.
I'm on board.
I take
Yeah.
it back immediately.
I mean, I will defend this match because Beth is in it, and only because Beth is in it.
Sure, absolutely.
Every
About
other
it.
reason, like I mean, Miz is great.
Miz is good.
And I think
all the components are there.
The chemistry,
It's-
obviously, between all four of them are great, and the
Solid.
differences between them, like the contrast between like the Hollywood it couple and the grit couple, like I thought that was really clever.
that was fun.
I do think this had the most story out of any
Without
match of the
question.
night, including both of the Rumbles.
Yeah.
I feel like
Oh,
so.
yeah.
I can give it points on that,
Mm-hmm.
and I mean I enjoyed watching it.
I did enjoy watching it. Again, this is my problem with mixed tag matches. Are they going to be a thing now? Is Beth Phoenix going to come out with Edge every Raw, every
Probably not.
SmackDown? Is that,
I mean, she's still got kids at home, and he's
Right.
got kids at home.
And that's-
They're the same kids, yeah.
Don't worry. No.
I was gonna make a comment, then I started laughing. So I'm sorry for the very loud noise break that you just had there on my mic.
I mean, sorry, but they are the same kids.
Wow.
I think she might have meant Miz and Maurice's.
No,
No,
she
you
didn't.
didn't?
No, I
Wow.
know her. No, she didn't.
Thank
Gina,
you, Chris, for
I
having
tried.
the
I
doubt.
tried to
Thank
hold that
you.
door open for you.
You did.
You
Thank
shut it
you.
closed.
And then I came and I slammed
You know what? Hang on, guys. I'm gonna say it for myself. Bless my heart.
Bless your heart, hon. Bless your heart.
that was funnier than it had any right to be.
You're welcome. You're welcome. As I flip my hair. Thank you.
Wow.
Oh, any whore.
They're the same kids. Can we?
It's all right. They're watching each other. It's cool.
I definitely didn't.
Oh,
just,
somebody talk while I get myself together.
I,
We
def-
murdered him! Yay!
I
What'd you
definitely
do,
didn't
David?
just write the time code down so that I could pull that clip for later.
No! Please don't!
Yes.
Oh, no!
This is how I know I've
you know-
made it in the media world is when something I have said is being made as a,
Just
as
get
a
her.
sound bite.
Don't get me sounding
No.
stupid. Please just get her.
Well, her soundbite doesn't work without your setup.
No.
Oh, your punch.
Tag team.
You gotta
Tag
have
team. We gotta set each other
punchlines
up.
need a setup.
That's the equivalent of saying, "Hey, when's your birthday?" Oh, it's January 22nd. What year?
Every
year. There it is.
The soul hurts. And so does my face from laughing.
If I can
God.
pull
So
this.
this mixed
Is there
tag
more
is
wine?
it a thing?
Is there more wine?
Yes.
So, no, I don't think it is.
No, I don't think so.
It
either.
happened.
I don't. Are we, if we don't have a mixed tag division, and let's be honest, we barely have a tag division, women's or men's.
We did at
You're
one
right. We'll
point.
have to start.
At one point, sure,
It
yeah.
was like 2018.
No, please say it, please.
yeah,
It
yeah.
was. I had fun watching it.
the
but
salad days.
Yes, but I wish that. I mean, I know this goes against the mixed tag rules that WWE has put in place, and I think AEW too. Men and women cannot wrestle against each other.
True.
So
What?
I have been on our show being an advocate for this. I want that to change. You
do
see
too.
it in all other different promotions and how it works. It works in Impact.
AEW.
It works. Well, AEW doesn't do it.
Well,
They do mixed tag, like the same
Well,
rules as WWE.
they have dark matches. They just need to put it on their actual things. They've done.
It works.
It works.
Yeah.
And they do it, but it needs to be on the actual main promotion.
Right.
And they've got it so that the women can go over on the men, but the men can't go over on the women. So, and it's...
But it's not like they're not like landing huge punches and stuff.
Well,
Kenny
see,
Omega
but-
and Riho was a great match.
But see, like I said, I'm understand. I am not advocating hitting a woman. I'm just talking about
Oh, yes, please continue.
sports entertainment, folks.
Please keep going.
And in sports entertainment, I think you ought to be able to punch a woman.
I mean,
They're
if
also
if
trained wrestlers.
I was about to say, if I sign up for that, that means that I have trained and I have worked to get to that point, and so I deserve that punch.
So you can,
Give
so
it to me.
Tate can punch you one time.
Sure. I'm in stage combat. You can hit me.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean,
Yeah.
safely, but please don't like actually like
I mean, whatever.
bust your face.
It is what it is.
No, I have. This is my thing. If you want to do that one time and you want to do it at the top of the card, because look, that's an attention getter.
Well,
And-
it's a novelty thing,
Yeah,
right?
it's
It's
a
not an
novelty
everyday.
thing.
It's not
Yeah.
every time. Every time you watch a pay-per-view, you don't see something like that.
Right. And you don't want to. That's it.
It would have been better situated and more fun on the WrestleMania card.
Right.
Yeah.
Yes.
Agreed.
Oh,
Yeah.
I think
Without question.
that would have fit better in there.
yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, I could go along with that. Now I have lost. There it is. Okay, I'm sorry.
What'd you lose, Doggz?
I lost my.
Is mine.
I lost my my script for everything that's going on tonight, and I got
notes?
it back.
Yes, his notes. Yes.
Yeah, all my
His
notes.
Notes is his script. Yeah.
Ah.
We're actors.
Actors.
He never
in the
gives me
theater.
a script. I was just
Oh God, no. We need you to. We need you to freestyle. Now,
you can't beatbox.
au contraire.
Well, let me
Let's
hear
keep
it. Right.
going.
No,
Let's
no,
keep
no.
going. No.
I'm not gonna look at Dave right now.
No. You're Candy
Now
Crushing.
that takes care of our regular matches. Go ahead.
You don't need to look at me. You need to look at the time code that's going on right here on this
I
big
also-
TV I've set up for you.
Conveniently, that is in that direction that I'm not turning my head right now.
I'm avoiding it.
So this takes us to the moment that we've all been waiting for, and let's go ladies first with the Women's Royal Rumble.
Thank you, dear.
Okay. So we start things out with Sasha Banks. Sasha Banks comes out in the Sailor Moon outfit.
Cute.
Very cool, actually.
Very, very cool. Number one.
Yeah, strong choice there.
Yeah. Number two is Melina, and boy, did they put her over. They brought the paparazzi back in the red carpet, and she comes out and she does her thing, and it's looking to like, wow, we're really putting her over. And then we had to pan away from her because she had a little problem getting her clothes off.
She did. Just a little bit.
Yeah.
And it is my belief, once they got in the ring, that she was supposed to be in there a little bit longer than she was. I think she slipped up on that apron and fell.
I feel like that happened a lot.
Yeah. There's a
did.
couple of
There
other
were a
friends
lot
I'm
of
thinking
botches
of.
during
There
both of
was.
the rumbles.
Yes, one particular comes to mind.
Yeah. There's one big one.
We'll
Yeah,
get
we'll
there.
get there.
We'll get there.
So next up we have Tamina. She comes out at number 3. After
Chris.
that,
What?
No one's meaner.
then what?
You're just mad at me because you didn't get to it before I did.
No, that's not true. I would never make fun of. Well, to reveal it, we all had to
Until-
pick numbers for people to cheer. For
Yes,
were gonna argue,
yes.
and Tamina was one of mine.
It's true.
That's right.
You
And you cheered for her,
And
didn't
she
you?
was mine.
Yes.
Chris.
Because nobody's meaner.
Well, then to meaner. Because that's the fun part about that game is that you have to cheer for people you hate most of the time.
Most of the time.
And speaking of people you hate, number 4 was Kelly Kelly.
Okay, have you heard this theory that it really wasn't Kelly Kelly?
What?
What?
It would not surprise me.
No, please.
one bit.
Please.
No,
Are
so
they
this.
putting the Ultimate Warrior conspiracy?
No, so here's the thing. People are saying, like, no, like, this is not Kelly Kelly. Like, her face looks a little bit different. Like,
That's
she's,
exactly what they
but-
did with
It's called
Ultimate
Botox.
But then they said she started wrestling, and then they're like, nope, that's Kelly Kelly. And I was like, oh.
Oh, dang.
Yeah.
But then I remember watching her because I was like, oh yay, like that's a person I haven't seen in a while. And then I see her and I'm like, oh,
Oh, maybe that's why.
okay.
Yep.
You forget.
Sorry, Boo, but yeah, no.
So number 5, we have coming out Aaliyah.
Yay!
Personally, I think they did Aaliyah dirty.
Well, okay.
She didn't have a lot of time.
No, That is not what I thought.
You don't think so?
I was floored that she had that much
She
time.
actually lasted a lot longer.
She
than-
lasted way longer than any NXT person. Wait.
She's not NXT anymore, but
Well,
yeah.
no, but I'm saying, like,
NXT
if a normal
alum.
NXT person was in there,
that's true.
they would have been gone in
Didn't
about
she-
10 seconds.
Why weren't
Yeah.
they?
Why weren't
Why-
Yeah,
NXT?
because you had enough.
We don't want to.
people.
Oh, please.
Oh, yes.
My hand is raised.
Yes, from the crowd. Shelby, yes.
Yes.
You had a
So from what I had heard was the reason why they didn't
Spill it.
have any NXT in the men's or women's was that WWE did not want it to look like they
No.
didn't have enough of their own main roster talent
But-
to fill
Okay.
to fill out the Rumble card. And they did
But-
not want to have it look like they were having to pull from their quote unquote developmental brand.
I have a counter question.
Yes, Chris, do you have a question?
Yes.
Yes.
What kind of fucking sense does that make?
None. The short and dirty
Because
answer is none.
As soon as they
hurts.
started announcing people from outside coming back, making one shots, it was like people immediately started going, "Oh, they don't have enough people to fill out their roster because of how many people they've let go."
Do you want to know how many
Shit, Sherlock.
active main roster women they have?
How many?
don't.
16.
Yep.
How many people need to be in the Rumble?
30.
30.
Yeah.
Meaning that there's half of the Rumble that you have to figure out, and you have a whole what you're saying is developmental that you can just use as filler.
Which they've done before, which has never been a problem.
Even when
before.
it wasn't developmental, they used them as filler. That's just, we were excited they were even included, right?
Early NXT had an angle where they took over the Rumble.
Thank you.
Which was
Yeah.
awesome.
They had the whole Survivor Series angle, which was
Yeah.
great. And I mean, there
That
were.
was a good Survivor
it
Series.
was the best.
Too.
It's one of the
Man.
best ones.
Also,
one I've seen in
props
a
to
long
Nia
time.
Jax. Nia Jax.
Nia
excuse me.
Jax.
I'm sorry.
Jack.
I was composing my next thought.
Yeah.
Props to her because reportedly they called her
No.
to ask her to be in the Rumble.
No.
And she said, "Fuck no."
So did the Iconics.
Yep.
Yes.
The
yes, it
Iconics
/ Inspiration. They did the same thing.
She was like, "You're paying me anyway. I'm still on my no compete. I'm not coming back. Goodbye."
did. Yeah.
Yeah, which apparently a lot of people did that. Yeah, because the
There-
Iconics were reached out to.
Never been a fan
as
of her in the
well.
ring, but I absolutely agree with her there.
No, I thought that was great.
Yeah. So next up we have Queen Zelina Vega coming out.
That was your number, right?
Mm-hmm.
After that we had your favorite Bianca Belair.
That's my queen.
Yes.
If they were doing it right, it should have been everyone's odds-on favorite.
It should have been. Yeah.
She should have won. I'm
She
just
won
saying.
last
Yeah.
year.
I mean, it's
Just
fine.
saying.
She should have won again this year.
She should win every year, but that's just my opinion. But whatever.
Gina's planning it.
Her and Naomi just go back and forth every year.
Aw. Yeah.
Her
Just go back every-
and
Her
Big E, how
and
quickly they-
Naomi, you say?
Yeah, because she hasn't gotten shit.
Naomi gets Jack for the Rumble.
Well, okay. This is what I wanted to talk about.
Oh, please.
Let's be very, very honest about this. I appreciate her ability in the ring. What has she done other than being the glow to capture somebody's attention?
Saudi Arabia. She was
Naomi?
Naomi was the first match with Lacey Evans.
That was Natalia.
Yeah, that was Natalia.
Yeah.
Naomi second match. Sorry, she was in the second event.
Yeah, but there was like 4 other girls there too.
Let me clap back at that one.
Yeah, please,
Thank you.
please.
Thank you.
So
This is what I wanted to happen the whole
She
time.
hasn't shown us anything because she hasn't been given an opportunity to show us what she can do.
Now I'm going to counter that.
Uh-huh.
because she was given a couple of shots way back in the day. If you remember a young lady named Lacey Evans.
Do you test me, sir?
I do.
Do I know her? Don't test me, sir. Please continue with your statement.
They had a 3-week feud on Raw, and it was garbage.
Was that because of them or because of writing?
I hate to say it, but it was because of Naomi.
How many times though has any
I don't wanna
talent,
put
men
a-
or women or man or woman, had a shit run, and they've been given other opportunities to make up for that shit run?
Depending on how
mean-
much money they've put into the
I
particular
feel like we're
superstar.
saying the same thing, but in different ways.
Kind
Like she
of.
hasn't done shit because she hasn't been given any opportunities to show, right?
But when she does have the opportunity, she doesn't show up. That's
Right.
the problem.
I'm just going to go ahead and just say this. The Usos.
The Usos show up. I know they show up.
Yeah, after they get arrested with a DUI.
They show up
Yeah.
drunk. Yes, they do.
And yet-
but they still show up.
And yet, why?
This is the most uncomfortable I have been on a podcast.
no, we're all friends here. We're
No,
all
we
friends.
are. And
This
I
is-
think
But we will be honest.
We
I
all
would-
believe the same thing, or
Yes.
in the realm
Trust
of
me.
the same thing. But I think what it boils down to is, I think what Gina's saying is, in the Usos case, they have been given
Yes.
more opportunities, and they're put with people like Roman, who is an instant bump for them,
It
or
is.
with
It is.
Rikishi, who is their dad, who everybody knows. Like, she hasn't been put with them. I think she should be put with the bloodline, and I've been saying that for a while.
I don't hate that
Right.
idea.
So why not put her with that, so she doesn't have to be in the forefront, but she's still like a representative for them for the women's division?
I don't know. I think the glow is off-putting to the bloodline. If I had, and I'm guessing
They've
at this
changed
point.
people's
blood doesn't glow?
storylines before.
What's that?
Your blood doesn't glow?
No.
Mine does.
Now, and
neon.
just to also just to put a point on, I wanted Nia Jax to be a part of the bloodline too.
I heard that was they were in
And-
talks of that.
And we all know how I feel about Nia Jax. But so yeah, Naomi, she doesn't rise to the occasion. I appreciate what she does, but she does not. Whenever it's time for her to step up, she drops the ball.
She's also one of the ones that is most of the time with volunteer work, right? She's the one that will go out and do all of those, like, right?
No, I don't think
Is she
she
not one of the
does.
ones-
I think you're thinking of Natalia again.
Yeah.
No, but okay, but they're
No, I know, but Natalia is one of the.
well, but isn't she the one that will also go around and do the Connor's Cure and all of that stuff?
Yeah,
Well,
she,
everybody
yeah,
does
she is a
that,
part
though.
of that. So
Yeah.
yeah, she is a part of their outreach. Yeah.
Because her and Titus, and then it was Roman, and then there's like a lot of other people that are always on the videos. So it makes it at least seem
True.
that she's doing it. So that's
Yeah.
why I just wanted to double check and clarify.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
That
see,
would be
things
even
like that
worse if
don't
they're
get you a
like-
bump, though.
Well, no, but I'm just saying it's like they make her go and do that, but then they don't even give her a bump or anything like that.
No, yeah.
That's what. Yeah.
That's what they do. Because when's the last time we saw Titus?
When he fell under the ring.
That's right.
That made
When he tried to hug Vince McMahon.
Yeah. And that's what started this whole thing.
Right.
So
Anywho.
next up, we've got another winner that does a lot of outreach that doesn't get any play, Dana Brooke.
Isn't she the 24/7 champion right now?
I don't know. I don't watch. I don't pay attention to the 24/7 champion.
Her picture had the title. With
You know
her,
what? I think you're
so.
right. I don't think she's lost it yet.
The
I did
only
hear
way
that
I know,
she. Yeah.
because I don't watch anymore.
I don't either. I don't either. I check the dirt sheets and I fill in my stats, and that's about it.
Right.
That's how I know.
Right. I listen to Wrestle Talk.
Now, the only decent diva comes out next, and that's Michelle McCool.
Yes. Who always seems to get at least a spot or two in these Rumble matches. Like,
Wonder
she's
why.
not the, I don't know. Maybe she's got some presence in the back.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Some
She did pretty all right, though.
Some
presence.
undead presence back there. Oh. I don't know. Do you get it now?
No, I had it.
Okay.
I had it.
She's got friends on the other side.
I
Next
can't sing
up-
that song, Chris.
Next up, we
Royalties.
have Sonya Deville, who didn't actually get in the ring, goes
No,
out
no.
and takes a commentary
She had her
spot.
jacket on.
Yeah, had her
Yeah,
jacket
she
on.
She had her jacket on.
If the
Therefore, she
jacket-
can't.
Yeah.
Can't
the
wrestle
jacket's
with the jacket.
on, you can't wrestle, but when the jacket comes off,
Right.
not
Then fuck
general
around and find
manager
out.
anymore. Yes.
Next up,
I did like that. I
That
thought
was
that
actually
funny.
really cute.
Next up, we do have Shelby's favorite wrestler, Carmella, coming out.
Oh,
I was impressed with how quickly she got the mask on because they literally they showed her run out and she was uncovered, and by the time she was back into the ring, when they cut back to whatever was going on, it was some sort of spot
That
they were
is-
doing.
yeah.
She had it on,
that is true.
and it was going.
It's just ugly.
It's so stupid.
She
y'all.
It's
is-
Carmella time.
Yeah.
It's okay. Okay, can we move on?
Yes, absolutely. Because
I can
num-
hear Katie and Kara both going nah at the recording right now. So
Because next up we have your real favorite, Rhea Ripley,
my queen, yes.
coming out, and this is one of the problems that I've got with the women's rumble and the men's, but we're going to start with the women.
Is it Australians? What's happening?
I don't like Australians. No, that's not. That's
Right in the
not
face right
it.
now, Shelby.
David, edit that out.
It's a joke. It's a joke.
No, they've had
I
it too
love
good for too long.
Australians.
I'm sorry.
I love them.
It's time they
yes,
get their
with their
comeuppance.
wild animals that can murder all of them.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
too good, too
yeah.
long.
No, she comes out, and I expected her to start dumping some people on their heads.
Agreed.
I think
And
we
that
all
is
did.
not what happened.
It's not. It was not what happened.
She usually when it's one of the bigger A-listers, superstars coming out, you got a couple of minutes to get yours.
Well, that spot was reserved for someone else coming.
Well, that's what I
It
was going to say.
was.
I was like, I wouldn't. I'm just saying, like,
Once-
as someone who doesn't watch Raw and SmackDown and all that, I didn't realize she would be one of, quote, the top wrestlers. But that's, I mean, in
think
my
she's
opinion,
always
she
going to
is.
be one of the favorites. I mean,
Yes.
that was
Jesus.
reserved for the
She's
person it's
incredible
always
for a
she's a
reserved
reason.
6-foot Aussie wearing all black and leather. She's
Freaking badass is what she
Yes.
Yeah. No, I'm saying she deserves it. I just don't know if the company sees her as that.
I think they did at one
I
point.
think they did
Yeah,
at
they
one
did.
point.
At one
but
point they did.
And then switches happened.
Yeah.
Because, oh man, she was going to rule the.
they fell back
whole
to
main
the
roster.
to the one that they liked the most.
yeah, which is number 17, Charlotte Flair,
Right.
which comes out, and she's a house of fire. She knocks a couple of people out right off the bat.
Can I just,
Oh, she's also champion.
can I say I
Logic?
hate when that happens?
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
hate
You're
when
supposed to.
champions
Well,
enter the Rumble because it doesn't
it's-
make any sense because
Right.
the prize at the end of the Rumble is to challenge for your title.
It doesn't.
Right.
It doesn't make sense now because that used to not always be the case. So it would have been there would have been more leeway there. But you're right.
Well, that's how it is now.
Now that it is set
Yeah.
up to kick off as though it wasn't already started. The road to WrestleMania, which is like it's not an already year-long event at this point.
Right.
Again,
But-
one of the biggest problems that we've got right now.
But I would pay a shit ton of money to see Charlotte Flair fight herself in a ring alone.
yeah, I would.
I mean, if I'm going to be real.
I mean, it would shake things up
Yeah.
because she's
Like,
faced
if-
everybody in the women's division.
If
at this
somehow
point.
magically like all this other like
Just
bullshit
go-
happened in the ring and like everyone just like decided to jump over the top rope and it was just her
I mean,
she's just like standing
and she's
there.
like, well, shit.
all right.
Go
Like-
go YouTube two storks fighting. It'll look pretty much the same.
wow.
I actually
Not a fan of Charlotte Flair. Wow.
I was
I
thinking
saved that
more
just
of
for
the
you,
Rimsburg
dog.
fight. You've seen that Rimsburg fight, right?
The which one?
Rimsburg?
Bryce Remsburg.
Bryce
I-
Rimsburg, who fights himself. He fights.
I have not
he-
seen. I have not seen that.
Please Google that.
I
That's
will.
what I was
I will.
thinking the entire
it's
time
an
during this
improv
conversation.
masterclass. It's great.
It's
Oh yeah,
breathtaking.
I know that the Invisible Man matches exist.
Yes.
It's all there's
Yes.
always a
yeah.
great.
Yes.
Not only that, we've also seen Vince McMahon fight God before.
That's true.
I'm sorry, what? I
That
God
happened.
intervened in that Finn Balor match too, so he's
Yeah.
No.
Yep. Which means God favors the tribal chiefs. So.
Get out of here.
Stop.
Well, Finn is a
here.
demon, so I can understand.
Okay, that is. Yeah, okay, you know what? Just
That's fine.
points for both.
So moving along, now we have a 60-year-old Ivory coming out.
I liked this. I thought this was hilarious.
She did not stop talking on the
I
mic
did
the whole
not
time.
know who she was.
No.
Because
Not a
that
clue.
is not an era that I'm familiar with. But
No, well.
she did not stop cutting a promo. She did all the way down the ramp in the ring, looked at Rhea, kept talking. Rhea threw her over. She was still talking as she was falling. Like it was in my opinion, one of the best moments of the entire Rumble.
I agree, and Ivory is definitely worth praise. She was the only woman that has been through every decade of wrestling that I have been alive for. She was in Glow Wrestling back in
I
the
didn't
day.
know that.
Oh yes,
Oh,
yes.
dang.
That's cool.
She was one of the original Glow girls. She went through the Attitude Era with the bra and panties matches, and she was actually one of the more sound workers. So that was a tough time for her. She went through the the Ruthless Aggression Era,
Yeah.
and
Was that right to censor?
yeah, that's where Right to Censor.
Well, that was late attitude. That was
late Attitude. Yeah,
What I explained it when we were watching, but basically what they were making fun of was the Parents Television Council, run by Brent Bozell, and because they had started a campaign to boycott WWF at the time. So Vince, showing off the way that most wrestling promoters think, was like, well, I'm gonna do what I can to get some heat off this, and he made the group Right to Censor, led by Steven Richards.
Steven Richards
And,
Val Venus.
Yes.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
The sexy guy?
Well,
The porn star, yes.
Okay.
what they specifically did was like he kidnapped them and brainwashed them. So
The Godfather.
he became the good father.
Oh, I love that.
And then Ivory
Okay.
also joined the group so they would come out to the cacophony of sirens and they would try to shut down things that were going on that they hated.
Gotcha. Yeah.
And next up, after Ivory, comes one of the other sensations, Brie Bella.
Your favorite.
Oh boy, is
When,
she ever?
when it started, when the music started, I think I started laughing.
That awful auto tune. I have so many mixed feelings about the Bellas. I don't like them.
I
Please don't get it
either.
twisted.
No,
I
I get it.
I do not like them, but I don't know. I don't know how to feel about them because they're not
Everything's
good.
bullshit until the butt.
I kind of wish that you had.
True.
I kind of wish you had just stopped it. I have so many mixed feelings about the Bellas. I don't like them.
I mean, I couldn't think of anything
Well,
to contrast that,
was
so I
gonna-
guess I just don't like them.
I was going to jump in when she
like
said I
it's
don't know
pretty
how to feel
obvious.
about them. I was just going to say bad, but
Maybe I just want to like them. Maybe I just, I don't know. I don't know
You
why.
want to give
but
them a good chance.
The thing,
yeah, sure.
Let's go with that.
Yeah.
the thing about the Bellas, when they first came on the scene, I was like, oh, this could be good. Well, and then the bell rang, and I was, oh boy.
Bellas. No, I tried.
They-
No, you tried.
I tried.
You tried. Leave the puns to David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and then they let them talk.
So yeah. Now next up, that forbidden door opens.
What?
And oh yeah, the forbidden door that's never supposed to be opened in the WWE or any wrestling federation for that matter.
Oh.
And then we had
Okay.
who comes out of it? The Impact Women's Champion Mickie James.
She got her own Chiron. Like no one else got one coming down to the ring. She did.
That's true.
She did, and she had the Impact belt with her.
I was
Got a-
surprised about that.
They got
I
a-
was too.
I was
Good.
very
She
surprised.
came out to her
Contract,
TNA
man.
theme or to her Impact theme.
Yeah, yes.
This, I
got
would
a
have
good contract.
appreciated this a little bit more had we not all knew that she was coming.
That's true. I mean, they announced WWE announced that she was going to be in the Rumble.
Way early.
Yeah.
I mean,
And they made it a whole thing where they were like, "Oh, WWE has now kicked open the forbidden door, and now who else could come?
No one.
No one.
No.
They're
It
not
was
doing- they're not
literally
doing this
just
again.
Mickie James.
Yeah.
Yeah.
While everybody is speculating, oh, Cody Rhodes is a free agent.
Get the hell out of
it's-
I'm
Get the hell
sorry.
out of here.
I'm sorry.
He would rather get hit by
Most-
17 trucks than come back.
I feel
to
like
the
most of
Rumble.
that was jokes. It
This
has
man
to have been, because if they were
created-
serious, I want to hit them.
Talk about
He
Levy's a-
What
created
if Bray Wyatt's coming back?
up. Like, that's what makes me laugh so hard about people like that, because you're just like, the optimism that you have, and I am a very optimistic person. Ask David Hensley. I have the optimism
Specifically
sitting on the
David.
desk, right? And he makes fun of me for it, but I have it. But even I was like, Bray Wyatt's not coming back, y'all.
No,
There's a
like
difference.
Cody
Of course
Rhodes is
not.
not. He created an entire company so he didn't have to come back to
So he could
WWE.
literally give a middle finger to the
Exactly.
WWE
There's a
universe.
difference between optimism and optimism that becomes stupidity.
Agreed. Agreed.
Also, WWE, who didn't want to look Bush League by letting their developmental talent in, decided to reach out to a whole different country, almost a whole different country, a whole different company, and actually acknowledge that this company exists officially for the first time ever.
Yeah.
My God.
You wouldn't. You choose to do that, and you don't even acknowledge that you have another brand sitting right here.
Yeah,
that is
just
a
across
part of your company. It's not even across the pond anymore. It's right there. It's in
Yeah.
freaking Florida.
I know, but somewhere,
Like-
somewhere across the pond, there's a bunch of wrestlers sitting in front of a phone, being like, "Oh, maybe they'll call this year."
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe. Who knows?
Yeah. But yeah, so
It's raining.
Is it?
But why?
Great. Listeners, excuse the rain, please.
yeah, well, we
That came
apologize.
out all of a
we
sudden.
That was
we thought we had
drastic.
static
We thought we
on
had
our
feedback or something.
headphones.
God is also crying over the Rumble.
Yeah.
It's true.
He's like, please don't make
He's
too
like-
much anymore.
Moving on, we have next we have Alicia Fox, followed
Why?
by Nikki ASH.
Okay.
It's who I'm still a fan, even though most of the world hates Nikki.
Why?
I don't know why.
She was hot for like 2 seconds.
When
yeah.
she was crazy.
She was.
when she was Nikki.
Crazy
I miss
Nikki.
crazy. Scottish, you don't understand what the hell she's
Yeah.
saying, but you know what it means.
Come and play
She's a little
with me.
When she
She's
was
a
part
little
of Sanity. Sanity, y'all.
Oh, Sanity
that was her
was
heyday.
good.
Oh,
it
gosh.
was so good.
So good.
She's a little confused, but she's got the spirit.
But here's the
Yeah.
thing, though. Like, I heard that, like, she came up with this, though. Like,
She did.
came up with the superhero gimmick. So I want it to work for that reason,
For
right?
her,
Because
yeah.
she came up with it. But, like, people really are just against it.
I
And
don't
Very
know why.
much.
We've had 2 other superheroes in this company.
well, and they had the whole, her and Mighty Molly had the whole thing, which
Yeah.
I enjoyed that. I thought
did
that was
too.
nice.
There can only be one.
That was at least some type
Well,
of story that
and
we
then,
had
like,
throughout this.
WWE decided it wasn't working, so they made her turn heel. And
Yeah.
Yeah, I
Which,
don't know.
It's just weird.
I don't
Yeah.
know. Next up, we have. This is out of all of the women that came out, I hate this one the most.
Oh.
Summer Rae. Now,
Y'all,
first
y'all.
of all, wow,
Y'all.
that's a lot of Botox.
Y'all, she does not look the same.
Not
Like,
even
and I
close.
am not condoning anyone who wants to get plastic surgery at all. But you put a side by side picture, she's a different person.
That
like, it
condone
is
or
scary.
condemn?
condemn. I think she meant condemn.
Did I say condone?
You did.
Yes.
Freudian slip there, I guess. Anyway,
She just doesn't condone what happened here.
that's what I mean. Yes, thank
Shady-
you, Chris. Thank you.
Shady Shelby Ray Patterson does not condone Botox.
She's just leaving the shade all over the place.
Anyway, my point is she looks like a different person.
She looks-
not in it's very melted plastic type kind of way.
She looks like a
It's-
Barbie that got way too close to a campfire.
Yeah.
And she goes right after. Oh no, I'm sorry. Natalia hasn't come out yet.
No, not yet, but they do later.
Yeah, and
'Cause they had a
because
thing?
that was their
Yeah.
thing on Total Bellas.
Oh,
or Total
right.
Divas. That's what.
Right.
Yeah,
Whatever.
that's a different thing.
It's, yeah, totally different.
Yeah, totally different show.
So, and speaking of Bellas, that's the next one out. Nikki Bella.
Which arguably the better out of the two Bellas. She at least doesn't injure people.
Fair.
Well,
I feel like there's
Not regularly.
arguably is
yeah, but she
correct,
doesn't wrestle either.
I'm putting a
so-
lot of clarifications on this, okay? I'm saying out of the two, she is the better one. You can agree with me on that
It's
one.
very much like when Mandy Rose won the NXT title. And I said, okay, I spoke to you off air.
Sure.
And I said, look, I have been a proponent for Mandy Rose. I have never said she was title worthy. I never said that.
Because I was quite upset.
Damn sure not world title worthy.
No.
Maybe a tag team somewhere, but
That can be another podcast for another
Good news. I
time.
think she got
I'm
those
not
titles,
ready.
too.
I got a
I'm
lot of
not ready.
ideas.
Okay.
We'll talk.
Okay, we'll talk.
Next up, we have a blast from the past. One of my favorites a couple of years ago, Sarah Logan.
That was great. That
Yeah.
moment that she had with Liv. I wish they had played more on that.
Okay, now
But that
this is
actually
where I'm
means
going to
feelings.
get. Now,
Oh, yeah.
watching it the second time,
Doggz is angry
No.
about.
No.
I'm gonna.
Why?
I got
Tread
a problem.
carefully, sir.
I'm
know,
not.
He's upset
You're
she
gonna
got-
get mad at
He's
me.
upset she
will.
got misty-eyed.
I am
Dogs.
done with the crying in my wrestling. I can't deal with it anymore.
Just because you
Just-
can't.
I was-
Just because you can't express yourself
I
normally.
was just about to say,
Don't-
just because you can't express your emotions
No,
doesn't
there-
mean no one else can.
There are we have
Here's a
had
knife. Do
times.
something with the knife.
I'm like
We have
literally
had-
centimeters from this.
We've had times
What the hell?
where crying in wrestling was justified. I remember
see
when
what I deal
Shawn
with all the
Michaels won the world title for the first time. And it was, and they pushed it to where it's the boyhood dream realized, and they marketed it, and it was beautiful. And the moment, and he won it, and he's holding the belt, and the fan, and it just came on. It came on so hard, and I was like, yeah, that's good. Now another time when Kurt Angle won the world title, that was more funny than anything else because they had already talked it up. And look at him crying on the screen. And then he won the belt and he cried again. And everybody, it was funny. And so I will say there's times
I
Liv Morgan has cried every goddamn pay-per-view this year and most of the ones last year.
I don't recall that.
That's because she hasn't been in that many of them, but every one she was in, she cried.
Is it because she's maybe perhaps miserable?
Stay in character. That's all I'm going to say. Stay in character. I say this to the actors.
I think we need to move on.
All I heard was it's okay when guys do it.
See, if I said that, I'd be like, nope, that's the feminist agenda. No, but you said it, so that's great. Thank you. I appreciate that.
And then I'm going to
Thank you.
immediately retract it by saying, I get what you're saying. I understand why you're saying it, but she had her friends unceremoniously just tossed out of the
Yeah.
company.
I get it.
Not just her friends, but like the only thing that, I mean, this is going to sound mean, but the only thing that really made her relevant
Truth.
was the
That
Riot
is
Squad.
True.
That was the only thing that she had, and
Yes.
then both of them.
I mean, there was
just
that month she
gone.
was a lesbian.
There was.
Just the month. She was confused. Okay, like
I know. She went after Lana.
I know. But that's all
I'm
that
gonna
she.
get so many fucking letters off of this episode. God damn, guys.
That's care of
haven't said
Long Walk
shit.
Podcast, David Hensley.
So
You
what I'm
can
hearing
write-
is you want more crossover episodes. Is what I'm hearing.
What I'm hearing is that there might not be any shows to cross over. If you guys get me fucking canceled.
So what is it? It's been lesbians. It's been Aussies. It's been.
No, I didn't say Aussies. No. I didn't say lesbians
No.
either, by the way.
I'm just, over here.
Jack shit.
I'm just over here happily putting words in other people's mouths.
Thank you.
And you're not allowed. You're not allowed to show tears. Yeah. No.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's keep going.
No
Let's keep
one's
going.
allowed to show emotion.
No, I get what he means. Yes, I mean, it's.
I understand if you do it enough times, it loses its luster, and I understand that.
Yeah.
But I don't think someone should be.
But the fact that it can be
condemned
done
for
so many times because people have been just drop kicked out of this company, that you can do that many moments
There's
like that.
a lot of emotions going on back there.
I get it. Do that backstage.
Okay, moving on.
I know.
Get that shit out of my ring.
I know the other one
Bless
you're
your
thinking
heart.
of. The other one he's thinking
I
of
need
is
more alcohol.
Yes, we do.
the other one he's thinking of is from last WrestleMania with Bianca and Sasha. I know. That's what
I do understand that, and I know.
It's like you save that for after the match.
Also, Drew McIntyre at the last, not the last, but maybe the one after WrestleMania, the one where they had it was the first WrestleMania they had
Backlash?
live.
Oh yeah.
Okay, that's fair because it's the first time he's ever actually performed live in front of people as the champion.
Yeah, no, keep that shit backstage. I'm not.
This has been When Did They Cry with David Two Dogs
Seriously,
Hayes.
like, how do you
all right,
remember when everybody cries?
Let's move on.
Yeah,
Yes.
please.
Yes.
We're getting close here. So next
Okay.
up we have
We haven't even got to the men's.
we have the only decent diva to come out. We have Lita.
Oh, true. Well, was
we
she
were
a
about to be
diva?
like, what?
She was
Is she a
pre-diva.
diva?
Technically, she was
She was pre-diva era.
kind of she
She
was
went through the era.
She
What was
was attitude into diva.
Yeah, attitude into the diva era. Yeah.
Okay, fair, but
Yeah.
yes.
She was
Who
pre-
is
but-
now challenging for Becky Lynch?
It seems that way.
Yes.
Yeah. She looked great in the ring.
Yeah, at Elimination Chamber.
So it was good to see her.
That's my favorite.
Then we have Mighty Molly that came in and was quickly ejected by Nikki ASH.
Yeah, I didn't mind that though. I thought that again, that was like one of the few stories that this Rumble told.
No,
has
that's
semblance of
fine.
Eddie being
I
right.
love Mighty Molly.
I haven't seen a lot of it since the turn, but I kind of dig the idea that she's still acting like she's totally a superhero when she's clearly being a heel.
That's true.
Yeah.
I did wish that Molly did a little bit more because she
Yeah.
still can go. You know, like she's
yeah.
still like the
she's
the
great.
last year's Rumble, like she was doing.
went for a while.
Yeah, she did. So I did wish that she could have done a little bit more, but that's okay.
Next up, we have Rowdy, Ronda, Rousey. The reason that we had the goddamn Rumble in the first place, I know.
Agreed.
I mean, let's call a spade here because
That's another joke for later.
it's. Oh yeah, you're right. Well done.
Yeah. Thanks.
I
That's
mean,
right.
yeah, that's.
I made a reference.
Had we not had Rousey come out, who exactly did we put over
Seriously?
in this Rumble?
That's my issue with both of these
Yes.
Rumbles.
It's
No one
as is mine.
No one that entered seemed like a viable competitor
No.
to win.
It was just
At
buying
all.
time.
And it was I've heard it said on another show, it was mid, meaning mid card.
Yes.
Right? So
Yeah.
all of the people who were in this were mid card people, and mid card people don't win.
Right.
So you don't have any stars that come through. And then when you have someone like Rousey that comes in, you're like, oh, there she is.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd
Yeah.
love for them
Right?
to invest in 10 Naomis versus one Ronda Rousey.
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Yeah.
I agree.
You know, I'll take that.
If
I'll
you
take that.
build up your mid card, then you can have Rumble matches that actually are fun again.
Well, they
that you
actually-
can look at and you're like, you see the final four and you're like, I don't know who's gonna win this thing.
Well,
Yeah.
the amazing thing is that I'm not saying like all of the people that are gone were mid card, but
A lot of them.
a lot of them were, and they're 20 times better than any of these other people that were like. I'm sorry, like if they had comics
Name a
were in
name.
it, it would have been funny.
They would at least have
like,
made
there
it more
would've been-
interesting.
Yes,
for
like,
sure.
there are other things like it makes me think of Breeze,
Yeah.
with just how good he is, and I don't know, it's just frustrating to look at this and watch this and be like, okay, like you pulled all these people, but you had that talent, so
You did.
you
Yeah.
fucked yourselves over.
Yeah.
And I don't understand why and how that benefits you.
Well, and now that's why people are saying that this is a shit Rumble.
Yeah.
because it was boring.
Yeah.
Right?
No.
Because you didn't have the filler talent that you let go. And that's why you have them there, is to have these filler things like that. It makes it more interesting.
And one of my biggest problems, honestly, this is what I would have done if we're going to have Rousey there, because we need that star power, because nobody cares about the women anymore. Wonder whose fault that is.
She doesn't even want to be there.
Bruce
she doesn't
fuckhead.
even want to be there. Ronda Rousey does not.
No,
she does not even
She's
want
there
to
for
be
a
there.
paycheck.
Exactly.
That promo on Raw proved it.
She freaking hates everyone, like the fans.
I'm almost
like,
convinced
everything.
she thinks wrestling's real.
Yeah. I
You guys are ruining this.
You booed me and you don't like me, so therefore I'm gonna be mad at you.
Yeah.
Like
Oh my
what?
gosh.
Like okay.
So number 29 is Shotzi Blackheart.
Which I thought was a really late spot for her.
And you thought she was going to perform better, too.
I did. She did not do great.
No.
She
She
did
She
not.
got done a little dirty.
Just a flash of green across the ring.
Which was
And-
okay. Can we talk about how beautiful that green was, though?
Yes.
It was
a very
great.
nice
It was a
green.
very good dye
was.
job.
Yes.
But
Anyway.
like
A good worker with a distinctive look.
she
Just
is
so
great.
good.
She is really, really good. And again, we're gonna be those people.
Something
'cause
sounds
that's
like
our
it's
show.
worth investing in.
It's
NXT.
NXT. She was great. I'm just saying, and I agree. She was done dirty in this one.
Yeah.
Just horribly dirty.
Like you come in at the 29 spot, you at least
Top
would
shit.
think you would get to do something. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And speaking of people that have been done dirty, the 30th participant was the Queen of Spades,
God dang it.
Shayna
y'all.
Baszler, who has been done dirty since she got to the main roster. Damn it. And
the thing is that I guess the thing I don't understand about Shayna Baszler is that it's every, not to be rude, but wet dream of Vince McMahon of having this big buff person of dominating the women's division, but like, you know, it's like, oh, like, well, she's not a guy, but she could be in like the women's division and go and beat up everybody, and it's like, but then he shits on her, and I don't understand.
They almost committed.
I have your answer, but you are not gonna like it.
Oh, I already don't like it, so it's fine. So go ahead.
Shayna Baszler is not as attractive as the other women,
Yep.
and
There it is.
therefore,
But that's a double
she will-
standard.
I
Yes, it
agree.
is.
All of the men that are buff are ugly as hell.
Thank
I
you.
agree.
And
Roided out.
And have drawn on eyebrows.
I'm barely attracted to any of them.
Poking stick eyebrow looking mother. No.
Yeah, I hate to say it, but that's. I wish it weren't that
No,
way
I
because I
know.
love
I know.
Shayna.
You also can't. I mean, you also can't discount the fact that John Laurinaitis is in there, and he is the reason for the divas. So.
Yeah. It's
We don't speak his name.
Yeah. Well,
In
I
the
don't
women's
know.
division, that is a
He's
curse.
trash.
Yeah, trash.
Oh no. The time.
No, it just I feel like for her, I don't say this about a lot of people. I just wish she would go.
Yeah.
I wish she would leave
I
because
wish
she does not fit in the vision that WWE has for
She
their
deserves
women.
way better.
Well, and she just doesn't fit.
No.
Right? Because she doesn't fit in the box of NXT anymore. She
No.
doesn't fit in the main roster box. Like, just let her go. Like, why has she not been one of these people that have been let go?
You know who I would love to see her go against?
Who?
Mercedes Martinez.
I would love to
That
see that
has
too.
happened, and it was awesome.
Are you serious?
NXT.
Yeah.
Oh, well, yes, but like now, like with
No, I
everything that's
know.
happened.
Yeah, that's
That
true.
is true. That is true. They did. Wow. That feels like literally years,
Yeah.
like decades ago.
And see, and here's the problem because you just said that she doesn't fit into the NXT 2.0 standard. She definitely doesn't fit in the main roster.
Well, they're pretty much
category.
the same standards at this point.
Yeah, but here's the problem. I don't think she fits in at AEW either.
I see her at Impact.
I do too.
Yeah.
I see.
She'd rock it at
her
Impact.
dominating at Impact.
Almost
And-
ROH too, but
Well, ROH
Yeah,
is not
exactly,
really.
I know.
Yeah, if it comes back.
if it does,
Well,
It
Impact
is.
actually.
They've set a date. I mean, they've.
oh yeah,
Oh, good.
They've set. Yeah.
That's good.
yay!
But Impact actually treats their women's division
Very respectfully.
probably the best out of any wrestling company, I would say.
Guys, I'm going to
Fair.
tell you, back in the day, what got me attracted to the women's division finally was TNA Impact.
Sure.
Because that's when Awesome Kong was there. They had,
Yeah.
oh my God, I can't. They had ODB there,
I don't know that one.
Old Dirty Bitch. She
Oh,
had
fun
it
name.
was
Love that.
it was a
Choke on my drink here.
it was sort of a Steve Austin gimmick.
Oh, okay.
But she was great.
Nice.
It also, what was the name of that trio? Do you remember? Reigns and Matt, you got nothing, huh?
Let's move on.
Listeners, if you can see his face,
Whatever.
it's a blank.
Whatever.
I was waiting
was
for more details because I have a guess. I think it's the Beautiful People.
the beautiful people. That's
Yeah.
it.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah.
How did you get
Historian right here.
No, that's
Wow.
it. That's it. That's it. And it was fantastic. Impact had a fantastic women's division. But that takes us to the end of the Royal Rumble.
Who won?
Ronda freaking Rousey.
Oh, yeah.
What?
Because the women's division needs so much help. And you know what? I hate to say it, but I agree. But
No.
Ronda Rousey isn't going to be the one that helps the
No.
division.
No.
You know who I think it is, but she's not here yet.
What's that? Who do you got?
Oh, Lacey.
Oh, I think Lacey would be a fantastic candidate to throw in here.
Yeah. I mean, she's training.
I
so-
want her to come back and have that feud again with Becky.
I'd love to see it.
yeah. Right?
I'd
That
love to
actually
see
was
it.
great.
Yeah, that didn't end properly at all.
No, she got
Yeah.
royally.
But if you're not,
Really?
but if you're not going to
Screwed
book
over.
it the right way, and you're not going to push it, and you're not going to market it the right way, what's the fucking point?
Well-
that's my whole take. That's what bothers me more than anything about WWE right now. Let's move on really
Yes.
quickly into the men's Royal Rumble.
I'm almost out of my Taco Bell drink too.
I know, right? It's,
We've gone through so many liquids. It's fine.
I'm out of beer at this point. So number one, you don't want none, AJ Styles.
We don't. We
want-
haven't wanted any
we
for a
don't.
while.
We don't want.
How dare you?
None.
This event marks the 6th anniversary of him showing up in WWE.
And I agree that's
God, that was
historic.
but that was good.
It was great.
good.
It was, and I remember that. But
Wait, really?
now we don't want none.
Yeah.
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 Number two, another one that got done dirty, Shinsuke Nakamura.
Man,
Okay, is it bad that I even forgot he was in this thing?
you'd be
That's-
forgiven.
Well,
for,
it is,
He's
but
the champion,
it's normal.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah.
Intercontinental Champion. You'd
Yeah.
be forgiven for forgetting that he won in 2018.
No, I do remember that one. That was actually a really good Rumble. I enjoyed that Rumble.
Yeah.
I am just the outlier.
That was a great Rumble.
Number three, their up and comer who got done dirty, Austin Theory.
Okay, that doesn't make any sense to me because he's supposed to be Vince's dude right now,
Yeah.
Literally.
right?
Yeah.
Like he's supposed to be the new Shane.
Yeah.
Right? So,
And he
Oh, no.
got eliminated by Johnny freaking Knoxville.
like, what the hell?
Do you remember how they treated the old Shane?
Okay, yeah, but this is the new Shane, Chris. This is the new blood. They've built this story. So
Yeah.
none of the storylines that have been built up to this Rumble continued in this match at all. No one interacted with each other.
Right.
Like it was, I don't know. It was boring as hell.
Remember the long road for the last guy that McMahon anointed.
Yeah, that is true.
Damn, Chris.
Wow. And now I'm sad.
It's kind of like the Madden curse.
Almost.
Very close. Yeah.
Oh no.
Also, you can't trust Theory. He stole an egg.
Yeah, that's true.
Are you? Oh.
For a movie that nobody remembers.
You completely forgot about that stupid thing, didn't you?
Dang.
So did everybody else. Number four was Robert Rood, who
Who doesn't have the glorious theme anymore?
Your poor
doesn't
husband.
know they've
My
got.
Ted, oh my gosh, he was so upset. That was, I think
Where's his music?
I think after that happened, he checked out and actually fell asleep.
Well, the worst
He
part,
did.
the worst part is they start off the Dirty Dogs theme for him with the bit of the piano sting, and then it goes into the other theme, and
Yeah.
it's like
That
that's even
is-
worse. That's a bait and switch.
Well,
Yeah.
It's what they do with Sammy's too.
We do know that we had one person that was extremely heartbroken by that theme
Yeah.
change, and now will not be watching anymore because that was his only hope, his only thread.
Oh.
So number 5, we had a former NXT boy, Ridge Holland. Yeah.
Did he hurt his face in some way? Why was he wearing that mask?
That's a character that I don't know. I really have no idea.
It's dumb.
Why
I
would
don't
you
like
cover
it.
that beautiful face?
It's beautiful. I don't know. I don't know why.
His face is so pretty.
Wow, I didn't know you guys
Is that
thought
where
so
the-
highly of Mr.
We're,
Holland.
we're gonna play up our NXT babies, okay?
Well, there you go.
Wait,
Is that
hang
where
on.
the
I'm
rid-
not playing up.
Is he wearing?
No, I
the-
know. I'm just
He's
saying.
European English.
Is he wearing the
ooh,
mask?
oh.
Because that's where the ridge is.
That's
Get
where the ridge
hell
is.
out of
Yeah.
here. Get the hell.
Number 6, we have one of Private Party, Montez Ford.
How many freaking times are you gonna make that joke? It's not funny anymore.
I love
You're
to
gonna have
beat
to roll
the
up a
proverbial
newspaper
dead
and just hit him.
horse.
Can I have a spray bottle? Can I just like spray
take
him
your
every
metal
time he
cup.
does it?
Take your metal cup and throw it.
Yeah.
Eh.
It's not Private Party.
Oh, look at hit.
Number 6, we have the newly remade Damian Priest. Little disappointing.
Okay, yeah,
I figured you had thoughts on this.
I do.
do we?
I do. So they made him to be this like hulkish character of like, you don't want to make me angry because when I'm angry,
Yeah.
man, like shit's gonna happen.
Yeah.
And
The way he talks now I just think he's like, what if Vin Diesel had hair? And there it is.
it's true.
Why is that so
It really is.
Well
and
done.
that didn't happen at all. And that, again, I'm hearkening back to the same thing I've just said. They built up all these things and did not follow through with them. He gets
No.
eliminated like super quickly.
Yeah.
And
Yep.
I'm
he
not gonna
gets
make a joke.
hit
I'm not
and
gonna
like
make a joke.
nothing happens.
Oh,
So-
we're going to talk about how he got eliminated. We're getting there.
And it make it again. I feel like I could do an entire episode of
We
how
need
they.
to clip that sound because that's just so much of just what it amounts to when we talk about WWE. It's just that noise.
No, it's just that's my sound when they have taken old NXT people who were so great and now they just are shit, and that's the sound I make.
Yeah.
And I could do a whole episode on
Do it
that.
again.
Right, utter disappointment. That's the sound.
I can't. Utter disappointment.
Number 8 was Sami Zayn,
No.
immediately followed by number 9, Johnny Knoxville.
Which maybe,
Oh boy,
maybe like the only storyline we had in this.
really is. And
And they've actually continued this because Sammy actually showed up at the Jackass premiere. And
and it was fun.
Cut
That
a
was-
promo on Johnny.
yeah,
Good for him.
And Johnny like chased him. It was like, "Frick you, Sami Zayn!" Like it was actually kind of funny.
yeah.
Yeah,
I missed that. That's good.
yeah. So it was
Which you get some plug. You get a plug for
Publicity.
publicity. Yeah,
you get a plug for Jackass. You get a plug for WWE,
Right.
and not that the two are not exclusive because they're totally not.
neither one of them did very much.
Yeah.
No.
And now it's going to go away because the movie's premiered.
Right, so then we're moving on from this. I actually would have liked to have Johnny Knoxville do something with WWE because I feel like Jackass and WWE kind of run in this similar vein.
Oh
yeah.
yeah,
Oh,
oh
right?
yeah,
Like, I mean, I feel like he would take some reckless bumps,
Yes.
sure.
Well,
Why
right?
not?
Well,
Like,
by all
you ju-
accounts,
He did.
Knoxville hurt himself so bad in the filming of Jackass Forever that he has a traumatic brain injury now.
I did hear that, and
Yeah.
that's why he didn't take as many bumps during
Yep.
this match.
Mm-hmm.
Are you serious?
Yeah, he
Yeah.
was not like fully cleared to do everything because of the injury that he sustained.
That,
during
of course,
filming.
will stop the star of Jackass from committing to something very dangerous.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, he looked like he was seeing ghosts, honestly. So
He probably
maybe that
was.
checks out.
He probably was.
Number 10, the other member of Private Party, Angelo Dawkins. It's still funny.
You are not
We're not giving it oxygen.
No.
We're just moving on.
Number 11, now this is where things get really interesting.
Doubt it.
Omos
Oh,
comes
yeah.
out.
Is it interesting, though? Because I feel
No,
like they
it's
do
not.
the same thing with him
They've tried to
every
convince us he's
single
interesting.
time. They just...
He's big and scary.
He's big and he's scary and he needs a lot of work.
He's had enough time to have work. He's been there for ages.
Truly.
He needs more. He needs a lot more.
Then he
needs
shouldn't
to know
be
how
on the
to,
main roster.
No, I agree. He shouldn't be.
Because more people put in more time, and then yet.
I was listening to another podcast today that was talking about Almost. They're calling him Almost, which is the joke that we've made around here several times.
They stole it from you.
And they said,
That's why you gotta
we're going to
trademark
call
that.
him Almost because he's almost ready to join that roster, but not quite. And
Stop it.
Okay, but that's not wrong, and I'm with it.
it's not wrong.
I'm with
Well, you would hate it if I told you what podcast it was.
Oh,
Keep
no,
going.
never mind. Keep going. Never mind. I hate it.
So he comes in and everybody stops and they just stare and
Because
they-
he's so big.
and they decide, I was like, okay, we're gonna team up here. We're gonna make this happen. And Damian Priest goes after him, and he's eliminated quickly.
Yeah, because he goes it alone because everybody lets him go.
Yeah,
in.
they just let him go.
Screw you.
Oh, there he goes. Oh my God,
But also-
Leroy just ran in.
But also, that's your U.S.
Virgin
champion.
Yeah.
Like,
that you just dumped
you just-
unceremoniously out of the ring.
Absolutely. Because it doesn't matter.
Right. Number 12, we have Ricochet coming out.
I
He made a better run than I thought he was going
love
to.
this man, and they just like piles of manure.
Yeah.
Past shitting on him.
He must fire his mouth off in the back because they recognize he has all this talent in the world, but they keep doing this to him, and I feel like it's in an effort to make him shut up.
It may be.
Maybe.
I don't
I have
know.
a feeling that just fuels his fire.
Yeah, I don't think
Which
he learns a
we're
lesson
all
at
here
all.
for. Yeah.
I just always want more Ricochet.
I do
always
too.
want more
Love that,
Ricochet.
man.
And I'm telling you, some of the best stuff that I've ever seen was Ricochet versus Willow Spray in New Japan. Oh my God.
So good. You
That's
need
just-
to look that up.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
So good.
It's not my favorite style of wrestling, but damn, is it impressive.
He's also him
Will
in
Ospreay.
PWG as well. Yeah.
Will Ospreay, not Willow Spray.
Well, I'll spray where
I knew
want to.
I knew what he was talking about.
There are two different words in that.
Next up, we have Chad Gable from Alpha Elite. Again, nothing exciting there. Then we have Dominic Mysterio.
Nothing exciting
Right.
there.
Well, I honestly, if you just start looking down the rest of it, there is
Nothing exciting.
Because right after that we
Well-
have Happy Corbin.
Gross.
Right after that, we have the other dirty dog, Dolph Ziggler.
Solid.
He was my number.
We have a former WWE champion, Sheamus, coming out right after that.
I love
We
him.
always forget about him, don't we?
No.
And so does WWE.
Yeah, that's what's real.
And you know, the son of a bitch looks better every time he gets in the
He's
ring.
so good.
Yeah.
He's just.
and they keep him at mid card.
I don't know how they miss him. He's literally fluorescently, blindingly pale. As another pale person, speaking as another pale person, yes.
Yeah.
I don't know how they miss him.
And speaking of people that really stand out, the next one coming down was Rick Boogs.
Jesus.
That is an awful name.
Okay. Go ahead.
Who's got a new gimmick apparently.
Sure.
Okay.
It looks like
Suspenders
Freddie
and
Mercury
stupid.
and Dan Severn had a love child, and
Honestly, that's been his look for a while, though.
yeah, but it was really apparent.
That's true.
In this one.
Yeah.
Showing off a lot of strength in this one.
Well,
he
yeah,
actually
he's
made a
good.
decent showing.
He just looks silly.
Yeah,
He's just silly.
much like Madcap Moss. But
True.
and speaking of which, Madcap Moss was the next one to come out.
Yeah, that's a shame for him, isn't it?
It really is.
Yeah.
It really. They do seem to want to push him.
Yeah.
But how much?
Again, the suspenders to me I know that's fashion plate, that's in your territory, but
Whatever.
It's just suspenders on a wrestler to me just don't seem very practical.
They're not going to be able to push him anywhere until they change his gimmick
You're right.
That's true.
You're
because
absolutely
it's
right.
True.
stupid.
It's very,
Very stupid.
And speaking of stupid, number 20 is Riddle, who they had.
Stop it now.
Well, okay,
I'm
look.
with you, though.
He's coming out on a goddamn scooter, His whole,
Ironically, because it's silly.
yeah, it's silly, but can you see this man with a world title
No,
coming
of
down on
course
a damn
not.
scooter
Of
and
course
going,
not.
bro, that's not a champion.
Yeah, but he's not supposed to be. Not all of them are supposed to be champions.
I want Riddle to be a champion.
Why? That sounds like a
because
you
he's
problem.
good.
He was a tag team champion.
You're right.
He has the potential to be a world champion, but we gotta redefine that gimmick.
It's just because of the shoes, isn't it?
You hate the no shoes.
I hate
That's
the new
what it is.
shoes.
You've said that from the beginning.
That's what it is. It's not anything about him. It's just that he doesn't wear shoes.
I'll overlook the shoes if you get rid of the scooter and quit saying bro.
Okay,
Y'all writing
fair.
this down?
Fair. I can agree with the no scooter. The bro thing is an identity.
Bruh.
Can we tone it down?
Sure.
A little.
Again,
I'm sure he'd like that.
Yeah, and
sure.
not.
It was toned down until he came to the main roster.
I know. Moving in, one of y'all's favorites, Drew McIntyre,
Yum.
who again made a decent showing, but very lackluster.
Yeah.
I mean, he made a decent showing, but he was just, again, unceremoniously eliminated.
Again, I feel like everyone had the lackluster showing because we were waiting till the end.
So that we all knew
it
what
was
happened.
the theme of the show because it's like people were just dumped out kind of by random. It didn't have any sort of like storyline sense.
Yeah, you never
when
really
people
knew.
would
Yeah.
look at like go after each other because they're actively in a feud or anything to try and take each other out, and it's like they would just be gone.
And
Yeah.
also, from the rumor mill, I've heard that Shane McMahon was changing spots
Yep.
as people were going out.
Yep. Because he
As
was in
if
charge,
the Rumble,
right?
yeah. He was the producer of the Royal Rumble,
Is
the
that
men's Royal
why?
Pretty
Rumble.
sure this is why he got fired.
Yeah, he got a lot of heat for it.
Yeah. Because he was trying to change spots so that way he could look better when he came out.
Well, good for him being actually put in his freaking place.
Yeah, that's why I said
yeah.
I am not upset with Shane getting let go.
Oh, absolutely
No.
not. Not for this reason. Absolutely.
Yeah, it's
I'm trying to imagine him like applying for jobs, like coming. Okay, sorry. Yeah, sorry. We gotta.
no, it's okay. Next up, we have KO Kevin Owens.
Yes.
Looked great, but didn't do anything for him.
Just like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 23 is Rey Mysterio. I said this last time. I'm going to say it again.
Oh gosh.
I don't think people really appreciate how amazing Rey Mysterio actually is.
That's
I mean,
true.
I think they look at him and say, "Wow, he's really great." And
No.
But there's more than that. I'm friends with a couple of people that have been in the ring with him, and they've talked to us like, you don't have to work the lucha style if you're with Rey. You work your style, and he's gonna make it work. You're gonna look good. He's gonna look good, and he's gonna look good doing what he does.
He still looks good.
Yeah.
He still looks good.
And he's been doing this. I remember watching him when he was Rey Mysterio Jr. in WCW, and he was 18 years old.
That's the thing. Nothing has changed. He's timeless.
Yeah.
And I saw this on a backstage thing. He gave his mask to
I
Bad
saw
Bunny
that. He did.
after the Rumble.
he
And if you know
didn't.
anything about lucha, like that's a huge
That's
deal.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, to be real, Bad Bunny,
Yeah.
he's great.
No, Bad Bunny's great.
Well-
He's probably put it in like a safe, tight, like locked, like laser
Yeah.
safety place.
No, I agree with you, Doggz. I feel like he doesn't get,
None.
in the modern day sense, he doesn't get the
I mean,
love.
you want proof of that? Watch how nuts people went when he was announced as the cover for the next game that's coming out.
Yeah.
People got upset, and I don't even know why.
I don't know why
Because they're
either.
stupid.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well, we're going to talk about Bad Bunny when I get to him, because I've got thoughts
I'm sure you do.
on the mask giving and all that.
Okay.
Number 24 is Kofi Kingston. Let's talk about it.
do we have to?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah, we
here,
do.
Okay, I have thoughts. So my whole thing is I adore Kofi, I adore New Day,
Sure,
I adore
yeah.
all three of those guys immensely,
Absolutely.
individually and as a group. I think this botch shows that it's time for Kofi's Rumble gimmick to retire. I
Yeah.
really do, because it's been great, it's been awesome, but if you look at the logistics, Kevin Owens just pushed him off the top rope, and he was supposed to land on the barricade and have his feet up and like the rest of his body on the other side. I am not a wrestler, and I'm not saying that this is an easy spot, but looking at it and compared to the other spots that he has done, this is not a hard spot in the ranking of spots that he has done in the past.
He's literally walked handstands.
He has, and he has done a lot more difficult things.
Yeah.
And the fact that basically he gets pushed off and he's supposed to have both his feet up and both of his feet touch hard camera side.
Oh, yeah.
It was right in front of the live camera, so it was very hard to like fake that he didn't touch. And the commentators tried.
Good old Pat had
Good
to,
old
he was
Pat.
like, I can't really tell if he touched or not. I'm not sure.
He
And
did
I was
Pat
like,
try.
did his job. I
He
have
did
talked
gr-
a lot of shit about Pat McAfee in the past on our show, but he did his job and he tried. But I mean, they played the replay and it was very clear that
Yeah.
he had touched. I think this is a sign that he just needs to stop doing this stuff. And it's the end of an era, and I know that this is a thing that he always does, but he even said himself, he went on Twitter and he said, I make mistakes, I'm a human, maybe this is, the end, and
Well,
I mean, it was sad. It really
it
was sad.
and
Camera work could have saved it.
Honestly,
Camera
they
work
could have
could've saved it.
They could have lied.
Here's the thing. You said
That's
it was
true.
hard camera side. Hard camera side blocks from the ring apron. If
If it would have stayed hard camera,
yeah.
we probably could have.
it would have been
it,
fine. But I'm gonna assume it was done. Is so cut happy. He cut to the side cameras who were watching, and it was unmistakable. If you had just kept it hard camera, you could have fudged it. You could have fudged it.
It's a
So
hard.
if-
Fine. No, it's.
If it would have been, I agree. I see what you're saying. If it would have been hard camera side, they
Yeah.
could have. He could have gotten his feet up, and then when they cut to the side cameras, they would have. You would
Yeah.
have seen
Yeah.
that
It's
his
fine.
feet didn't.
And you would have
touch.
found out
Yeah.
later. Oh, he did touch.
Well, that's
but
what I'm saying.
much like what they did with the
But that's-
Otis and Mandy Rose spot
That's
way back
true.
when.
But
That's true.
but that's what you have to allow for as part of an entertainment thing. That guess what? For the betterment of a story,
Fair. That's fair.
They fudged it. Yeah.
Yeah.
They've done it
Yes.
before. They've done it so many
Yeah,
times.
because
That's-
I mean,
that's true.
there were other moves that
Yeah.
Big E was supposed to do with Kofi.
Yeah.
And you
that
could clearly
you could
see.
clearly see that there was a gap there.
Yeah.
And let's be clear about one thing, and this is, while I appreciate what Kofi does, let's be very clear, that wasn't a spot, that was a stunt.
That's true.
And
That's true.
when you do stunts in front of a live audience,
50-50 chance.
I'm going to also take it a step further. You were talking about Kofi hanging up his Royal Rumble gimmick.
Right.
I'm thinking we're getting close to retirement for Kofi.
No, I think so too. And I hate that because I love him and I love New Day, but at the same time, like
He's had a great run.
he has. He's had a great run.
He's
for sure.
cemented a spot in the Hall of Fame.
Oh, absolutely.
I think he's good. I think you run this year out and let's call it.
I hate for his sake, if that is the case, that would be his last Rumble, though.
I hope that there's something else.
Something else that he can go out on.
Elimination Chamber, something. Not that it's going to be Elimination
No,
Chamber.
it's
Right,
not.
right, right.
You know,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like,
Something else.
I have an affinity for Kofi in the Elimination Chamber. So
That's true.
Why I have that
Absolutely. Kofi Mania.
yeah, that's
Oh
what
my
started.
gosh.
So next up we have Otis.
Why?
Not a big deal.
Why?
No.
Right after Otis comes Big E, who was looking to do some spots,
Baby,
but
you could see the look on his face.
The
He was like,
terror.
what am I going to do?
He's like, we're calling this on the fly. McMahon yelled some shit at me, and I don't remember what
You
it
never want
was.
to call a Rumble the fly, man.
Yeah.
Like, ooh.
I mean, you can, but
You don't
You
want to.
shouldn't. You shouldn't.
Ugh. I hate it for him.
Next up, here we go. Bad Bunny. All right.
All right, Doggz, let's go.
Okay. While I am impressed with what he's doing, what you're really saying to everybody is that anybody can be a wrestler? No. He can do a couple of moves, and the guys can back him up because they like him, and that's great and everything.
Right.
You got to protect this a little bit. This is one of the major problems that's wrong with not just WWE, but wrestling in general right now. And I know I sound like Jim Cornette, but I'm right. You can disagree with me if you like, and it's okay.
I actually may agree with you on this.
Right on.
But not for the Jim Cornette part. Because although he is good, he's great,
Yeah.
where the hell was Cesaro? Where the hell was Finn Balor?
There you
Where
go.
the hell were these other people that we know are phenomenal in this roster? We can't
And
sit here and be like, oh, well, we don't
deserve
have
to
any
be
women. But
there.
yet they pick other guys that clearly are not even in this roster. They don't even go here.
Yeah.
They
I'm gonna
don't
make them
go here.
Mean
Yeah.
Girls quote.
Right.
It just
I can agree with you on that too. Like I
On
think
that.
he's impressive.
Yes.
But at the same time, he took a spot from someone else.
Yeah.
Who
My husband.
could. Yes.
Yeah.
Both of ours.
both.
And when you look at it like that, when you see the backstage footage of Rey giving his mask to him, you know, like, you need to take the entire roster that was not in the Rumble out for drinks tonight,
Agreed.
because you don't deserve that mask. So
Yeah.
you better cherish it.
I can agree with you on that. I
Yeah.
think that it was a nice gesture for Rey to do that. I don't necessarily think that Bad Bunny deserved the mask.
Right.
Yes.
But the art of giving the mask is what I
It-
thought was a nice gesture.
Absolutely,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But
I think
I-
Rey was a little too nice about that.
I agree with you 100%. I feel like he's a fun novelty thing, and I think he has caught on real quickly.
Yeah,
But in the same moment,
I think this could be
I-
him drifting off.
I think that he took a spot that someone else could have been in.
absolutely, absolutely. One of many.
Yeah.
And speaking of people that took spots, next up is Shane McMahon.
Oh my gosh.
Jesus Christ.
Here comes the money. Now, at
Bye-bye
first,
money.
Bye-bye, Bunny. Yeah.
yeah, at first, full admission, I was excited to see Shane because I didn't know he was booking the damn thing. I thought, okay, this is a fun one that I didn't know was going to happen. Yay.
Oh, poor unfortunate soul.
Yeah, I know, right? And so I was happy to see him. He started throwing Ronda Rousey punches, which was,
Oh my gosh.
Taters, as you call them?
yeah.
Okay.
They were awful.
Yeah.
Mashed taters.
Well, and number 29, we have Randy Orton, which for like a split second, I thought, Randy Orton is coming out at 29? Is he going to take this thing?
Well, wasn't it that it was supposed to be him and Riddle?
There
At the
were a
end?
lot of things that were changed the week of.
Yeah.
Why?
So-
What's the point of changing them? That like what does that do?
Honestly, like that would have been kind of fun seeing Randy and
I know.
Riddle in the end. Like
I
that would have
wouldn't
been
hate it.
interesting.
Yeah, I wouldn't hate it.
like it makes sense story wise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Overall.
Well, because they've kind of had a divisive friendship throughout the
Yeah,
entire
tag
thing.
team.
Like, yeah, it would have made a lot of sense.
And then number 30, the winner of the Rumble,
Boo.
Brock Lesnar.
Gross.
And there we go.
Crickets.
That is your Royal Rumble. Now, honestly, this is one of my problems. The Royal Rumble, the drawing is supposed to take place like weeks, sometimes months out before the Rumble. Why were we holding on to that number 30 spot to see, well, let's just hold it to see whether Bobby or Lesnar win so they can have this. Come on.
That's not fun.
It's not fun. And
Overall, this wasn't fun.
No.
No.
Now, I want to ask you guys this. The Twittersphere has been all of Twitter saying
Twit.
that this was the worst Royal Rumble ever.
I don't want to say ever because I feel like that
Not
is
ever. I saw a lot of people saying since 2015. I don't remember what 2015
So,
was.
okay,
Yeah, which one
2015.
was that?
Okay, 2015 was the one that Vince was trying to shove Roman down everyone's throats.
Oh, yeah.
Right.
And he was like, "You really want
Oh,
this person
so
to
glad
win?"
we're so far removed from that.
But no, Roman's going to.
Because if you remember,
win.
2015 was the one where Taker was at WrestleMania
Yes.
and Roman was his opponent.
Oh,
Yeah.
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 Oh, that's
So
unfortunate.
so that's what 2015 was. I would say this is one of the worst ones that I have personally seen. I mean, whenever anyone says like this is the worst one of all time, I feel like that's very like you exaggerate a little bit too much when you say that.
I feel like-
But I will say that it is up there with 2015 because I watched 2015. I watched that one and I did not enjoy that one. That was actually my first memory of a Rumble that I did not enjoy was 2015. And I would say I was pretty close with this one.
I was upset at the 2015 Royal Rumble, but all things considered, I did enjoy that one. Because I've never really come across a Rumble that I didn't enjoy. I enjoyed this one. Did I enjoy it as much as any of the other Rumbles that I've seen in the past? Absolutely not. So, for my money, yeah, this probably was the worst.
Yeah.
Wow.
I mean, I think when you don't have any connecting storyline at all throughout, I think it's a failed Rumble.
Yeah.
And when it becomes a predictable Rumble, then I think it's also a failed one.
And when you're not going to make new stars out of the Rumble, which is what the
Yes.
Royal Rumble is.
Well,
It's the underdog story.
that's what made, was it last year with Drew McIntyre?
Yeah.
That's
Was it?
2 years ago?
2 years ago.
That's
2 years
what
ago.
Yeah.
the one that Drew McIntyre won, was it 2020?
It was 2019
technically. because
Okay.
2020
Yeah.
is
So
when
the one
COVID
that he
hit.
won, everybody was so excited, right? Because it had been something that had been a long time coming. We knew that it was going to happen eventually, but now it finally happened, and he was the one who eliminated Brock, who was the one that
Yes.
everybody thought was going
Yes.
to win at that one.
Oh,
right?
yeah, because that's the one.
That is the infamous one in our friend group, right? But like, I loved that one so much because it was, I want this and I want it to happen, and it actually did happen.
And the thing about it, we could see, we saw them pushing Drew.
Yes.
And we like, I think they're grooming him.
Yes.
I think that's what's happening. We were right, but we weren't 100% because anything can happen in wrestling. But you see the glimmer and you're like, oh, they're grooming him for a title. Oh, is this going to happen at the Rumble? Oh my God. And then when it did happen, you're, oh yes. I said, that's what the Rumble is.
Exactly. Word for word what I was just about to say.
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole point.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Lawrence,
that was not that.
No.
What do you think?
Oh, it was definitely disappointing because the entire point of the Rumble is the Rumble. Is the Rumble matches. They're the attraction. So if I enjoyed the other matches more than the Rumbles, and I did, disappointment.
Absolutely.
It is a failure because the attraction is the Rumble.
Yeah. So yeah, this is one of the few times I do agree with the WWE universe. Yeah, this was the worst Royal Rumble that I've seen. Yeah. Now I'm not saying it was a bad Rumble, but it definitely wasn't a good one.
I feel like I could say that.
Having said that, I give it probably my lowest Royal Rumble rating that I've ever given a Royal Rumble. Because usually I give a Rumble a 5.
You do. Yeah. Usually.
I think 2 years ago, or maybe, or was it last year? I think it was last year. I think I gave it a 4.5, which I don't
And that
do.
was rare.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This one's a 3.5, guys.
I thought you were going to go lower.
And the women's rumble, it's a 2.
That's upsetting.
Yeah,
It's
Yeah.
true, though.
I have.
No, it is true. It
I
is.
have gone on record to say, boy, AEW's women's division really needs help. They are in bad shape.
And then
The WWE's division is not any better. Now, granted, the talent is better.
Yeah.
The talent is much better.
I don't think they're using them properly.
They are
That's
not
the
being
big
used
difference is you
properly.
have the talent, but you're not using
Yeah.
it properly.
And that's where we're at. And that's why WWE stinks right now.
And that's where we end it.
yay.
Shelby and Gina, this has
Yeah.
just been a little slice of heaven.
Oh, you're so
been
sweet.
This is one of our longer podcasts. It always is
It
because we've
is,
got
yeah.
a lot to talk about. Just like WrestleMania, it's always one of our longer podcasts. We have so much to say, so much to talk about, and I've enjoyed every single minute of this,
well,
except
thank
when you had to
you.
go to the bathroom.
I'm sorry. Look, the bladder does what the bladder does.
No one
I
was
can't have
ever
it.
going to know that.
Thanks.
Well,
you threw
that's
me
why-
under the bus. I just
You
got.
just did it right here at the table,
No,
and
but-
it was upsetting. It was.
How dare you call me out like that?
Regardless of that, thank you for inviting us into your space, and
Well,
we
I was gonna say
appreciate
thank
that.
you.
Oh, it's
And
my pleasure.
Anytime that we get to invade and take over your show, we love it and we appreciate it.
And I love having you guys take over. And I can't wait till the next takeover.
I mean,
Yeah,
air
yeah.
quotes on that. I mean, they did just announce. I don't know if you saw it or not.
I missed it, no.
They announced Vengeance Day.
Oh.
On NXT, and I think on our last show I had said that I had stopped watching the weekly programming, so I
Yeah.
only get my news from Wrestle Talk and other
And
Much
social
Like
media.
myself.
right. But hopefully we can have something. We'll see. We always say we're going to have something, and
Yes.
then something comes up, but we'll see.
Right on. Right on. David Hensley, you got anything?
I'm thinking that next week we are going to be continuing our Perfect Tens discussion with Stan's next pick, which is Almost Famous, and then hopefully we can get in a takeover at some point. But otherwise, that's the plan for right now.
You know, if we end up not doing the takeover, we have lots of thoughts.
We have so
You know,
many ideas.
We can fill an entire episode with just thoughts if we
Yeah.
want.
We can make that happen.
We just
love
want to
it.
get on air.
Takeover Long Walk Talks.
That would be an interesting
Take over your
dynamic.
thoughts.
Dogs, if people want to reach out to you online, where can they do that at?
Oh, you can find me by whatever handle I'm going by that week on Instagram. I'm having trouble with my Twitter account
So
right
I'm pretty
now.
sure your Twitter is Immortal Two Dogs.
I think it is, but
Yeah.
I can't get access to it right now because I got a new phone and I can't. And I don't work technology.
Chris, what about you? If people want to reach out to you online,
Well, funny enough, I now have a new Twitter. It's called Immortal Two Dogs.
I knew it.
It's Chris the
That was a good
OK.
joke.
If you want to reach me at Twitter, I don't know why, but all right.
Shelby, how about you?
You can find me on Instagram at SlayAllRay, and if you want to follow This Is a Takeover, you can follow us on Instagram at this_takeover, or sorry,
Pod.
this is a takeover on Instagram, or this_pod on Twitter.
All right, Gina.
On Instagram, I am at Broadway_baby1218. Most of my content is engagement and wedding stuff right now, so sorry, not sorry. But yes, if you want to follow that, you're welcome to.
All right, and if you want to follow me online, the best place to do that at is Instagram at DB Hensley. If you want to keep up with Long Walk Productions, you can visit us online at longwalk.us, or you can search for Long Walk Productions and Long Walk Podcasts on Facebook. To see more of our original work or hear past episodes that are no longer streaming, you can follow the YouTube links in the show notes. Thank you very much for listening, and if you enjoyed this show or any of the shows on the Long Walk Podcast Network, please make sure to leave us a rating and a review on whatever platform you're listening on.
And once more, want to thank This Is a Takeover for coming in and joining us for this Rumble Royal. God damn it, I did it twice. Royal Rumble Takeover.
You got it, baby.
We believe in you.
Thanks for coming. I want to thank David Hensley and Long Walk Podcast and Chris, the OK Barnes.
It's better than the other one.
This is David Two Dogs Hay saying, guys, if you're able to get out of bed this morning, you got a job to go to, and you got somebody that cares about you when you get home, folks, this match is over, and you just won via pinfall. Thank you for listening to This Is a Work.
I would like Vince McMahon tried in The Hague.